podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Every day I'm hustling, 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 hustling. Every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every
What
day
broke
I'm
him down?
hustling.
Was it just the body punching? When I was hitting him with body punching, I heard him, actually he was crying in there. You're saying that Biggs was crying when you hit him? Yes. When did that happen? And perhaps the fourth round on?
BoxingVoice.com.
So that you knew you had him by that time? Absolutely, but I knew he was tough and they were taking those punches.
Dibiase Productions.
Making women gestures like, oh.
Let's go, champ.
It's the champ. Shannon the champ. With the fake champ. Vitaly Vladimir Klitschko. BoxingVoice.com.
I'm a team like he's a C+ fighter. I'm a dominate, I'm a dog this fight.
I'm talking about punishment. We're going to punish you for 12 rounds. Either the referee says you had enough, or you can say you had enough, or you can stay your ass there all night until you ain't had enough.
I feel I'm the best in the sport, and to be the best, you got to beat the best. And all I did was beat opponents. I worked my way from the bottom to the top. I won a title by beating top competition and top fighters. This guy was hands title, he's a paper champion.
Do you feel that you're the best super middleweight right now?
100%.
Let's go, champ.
He can bring the pressure, he can box. I'm a true champion. I'm willing to go to his turf in Atlantic City. I'm going to step on him. I'm going to crush him. Y'all can mark my word to this. I'm going to crush him. He's a C+ fighter. I'm an A+ fighter. Come Saturday night next week, all the fans tune in because I'm going to dominate. This guy is flat-footed, he swing wild. I'm not worried about who his trainer is because his trainer can't get in there and fight for him.
Dibiase Productions.
BoxingVoice.com. BoxingVoice.com.
Yo! Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. Today is Crow Day. Let's hope the Doomy really got the list, so he's gonna. Who's Micah? Because I gotta text her. Somebody got to eat the crow today, man. Somebody got look, he cleaning himself, y'all. Now he ain't got the crow list, man. Oh man, bro. What's up, bro?
And God knows how long.
Bro, you literally said last show on Thursday, you said, nah, I'm writing them down. And Micah said, oh, you writing it down? Me too. Let's exchange info because I've been writing too, Doomy.
Yeah,
so you just lie on air then.
I only had, you just
my bad, my producer. He said, stop telling your co-hosts they lie. I said, so what's another word for what they doing then? God damn it. What's going on, Doomatron? You seem like a little out of it, bro. You just woke up? You had a nappy?
Absolutely not. I think that you look like you just woke up from a nappy.
I'm always on cloud 9, baby. The bed is always nice and soft, man.
There ain't nothing wrong with a nap, bro, especially when you work as hard as we do. So shout out to everybody, man. They tuned in with us on the morning show. I know I wasn't a part of it, obviously. But, it's always good to hear it. I know I got to listen to the show because I am a listener as well. And anybody that tuned in with us on the actual fight day, it was just nuts. It was an epic fight. It was guts and glory. It was ups and downs for both men. At any given moment, this fight could have turned into something else, but the fact of the matter is that the better man won.
Yeah.
The better man won, and then the answers that we've been looking for have been brought to us, and we can finally say that we got what we wanted, and that was what we wanted. We wanted to know who was the better man, and Tyson Fury is that guy, man. The tremendous amount of heart that Wilder showed. I mean, at times, bro, It was emotional for me, and it's crazy because I never get too emotionally invested in any fight for that matter. But when you see a warrior, getting punishment the way Wilder was, and he keeps getting up, and it was, you can only respect the man. It reminded me of Ali. Ali was that type of guy. He would take shots, man, and absorb, and he would get up, and it was just like, man, what is this man made out of? Is it the healthiest way? Is it the most how can I say this right? Is it the most? Is it what you want to be remembered for? Is it what you want to be remembered for? I mean, at any given moment, anybody could have thrown in a towel. If I would have been in that corner, would have been throwing in a towel. But he chose. He chose to leave on his shield, and I can only but respect that for him. Big shout out to the whole team, and prayers out to Deontay Wilder. Hope he gets better, because those were some devastating shots, life-changing shots that can really hurt a man and put him on a whole nother realm. You know what I mean? So prayers out to him. He showed a lot of heart, and I can only respect that. As far as skills-wise, I don't know if we're just jumping right into it, right, Ness? I know I'm speaking.
Jump into it, champ.
I'm just gonna be honest.
What you got?
I'm gonna give it all I got, broski. I gotta just say that.
Well, before you move forward, let me just go ahead and get to that first super chat that was already waiting for us. Gil sending some hate, says Ness and Wilder delusional fans. Fury is your daddy. Gil Lopez. Hello to you too.
And the ambassador.
No, that's not. That's not
okay.
Castle Hill, Gil.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was wondering. I'm like, damn, we got Gil Lopez now. All right, well, shout out to you anyway, man. Look, listen, delusional or not, according to all the stuff that we were seeing, you were seeing. I mean, I'm talking about the footage, right? I'm talking about
the training footage.
Absolutely, Ness. Everything that was being worked on. What happened?
52 fake out.
52 fudging fake out, man. And
securing the bag. I mean, there's so many things you can think of. Like, honestly, like with that, cause you didn't see any of the stuff that they worked on. So, promoting the fight. The videos were promotional. You know what I mean? He still got paid. You know what I mean? He still got a chance to right the wrong, so to speak, whether they believe they could or not. They got paid, and they got paid well. According to Bob Arum, the numbers are tracking and will exceed the last pay-per-view of 850,000 already. So I mean, look, obviously he cares. He wanted to win. You know what I'm saying? He wanted that win. But, at the end of the day, once those checks start adding up, them zeros start moving over in your bank account from the pay-per-view buys, the guaranteed purse, and whatever else, endorsements. He had patches on his shorts this time. That was something new.
Yeah, he did come in with a few patches on his shorts.
Mm-hmm.
Look, the look was great. And I'm not going to get in here straight into the, stabbing up of the whole performance and, start chopping it up. I'm not here for that. I'm not here to try to water down what was a phenomenal event, a fight that had everybody on their seats. Again, these guys both had their moments. It was just the game plan from first to the third round was actually okay. He was landing some really hard right hands to the body. He was using his jab to the stomach. I thought that he was just going to show us a little bit of more of that in the later rounds, and it was just not even the later rounds. I mean, immediately was abandoned. He went back to kind of just measuring out that right hand, and I didn't know. I mean, I was watching it live with you guys on the live fight chat, and I just like, I didn't know. I felt like running out of the office and just running into my kitchen. Like, I didn't know what was going on or what was being said or what was being understood, but he was able to get to the 11th round, and he was literally fighting all heart, man. When he knocked Tyson Fury down, I mean, everybody went crazy. It was kind of evening the score a bit, kind of give you a feeling that the fight wasn't going to be one-sided like it was the other fight, and it just wasn't like that, man. It was just the man just refusing to give up, and not to water any of the performance of the fight down, man, but it was just disappointing to see my man take these shots when I seen such good work being put in the camp.
I mean, again, I was very optimistic. And I would debate with people that would say once he gets punched, he's going to resort to the old Wilder. I felt like people were unfairly not giving him the benefit of the doubt that the tutelage could sink in. But it didn't. It didn't. There was no head movement. There was no defense. It's the same thing I said in the buildup. He doesn't block those incoming shots traditionally. Tyson Fury catches his 1-2 right on the high guard. Wilder doesn't have a high guard. He just has two arms that act as octopuses trying to grab the other fighters, or rather Taekwondo type of karate chop the other man's arm in a defensive match. That's not defense. That's why shots slip around. Fury landed a lot of right hands, brother. A lot of right hands, I just hope everything is good. I hope we can move past this, and I'm glad to be past this. I got a poll question now. Who beats Tyson Fury? Is it Alexander Usyk, Andy Ruiz, Dillian White, or Anthony Joshua? The division gets to move. These rematches really put a hamper on things. They slow us down way too much. If all things are going according to plan, we got about 29 days before we find out whether or not Fury's going to face Usyk. And if he isn't, it means we'll get Dillian White. Those are the rules per the WBC. What do you think about that? Watching what he done yesterday to Deontay Wilder. Give me your breakdown, I guess, of him versus Usyk, if he's able to negotiate that within the 30-day time for Undisputed, or him versus the mandatory challenger, the lone wolf, Dillian White.
The lone wolf, Dillian White. I mean, so is Dillian White and who? And you said
well, Tyson Fury is the WBC champ. Dillian White will be the mandatory after 30 days, or 29 now, rather.
White's hit like full circle, being in that mandatory position. Like he's been there for a while, no?
White's not been the mandatory for a while. He's been in position to be called the mandatory for a while, and he got knocked out, so that takes you out of the position.
Okay, so it wasn't that he had it; he was in position. Well, look, nothing more that I would like than to see a Tyson Fury White fight. I think it'd be a fun fight. I think that White would definitely presents a little bit of more problems and angles, and I think that it would be a fun fight to watch. But obviously, we're trying to see who can beat Tyson Fury. Listen, man, this is starting to sound like the Mayweather story.
I gotta end my poll. Excuse me. I'm being told in the chat the poll doesn't work because I didn't give an option of nobody. But remember, YouTube only gives us 4 options. I'm only as good as the tools in front of me. They've only given us 4 answers to choose from. So that would mean I would have to put 3 options that can beat them and 1 nobody, and that's a little less fair, right? Maybe people do think that someone who will be left off the poll can actually win.
So it was taken out.
I ended it so they won't be mad. I ended it.
Oh, I guess that's fair. What was the breakdown that I was about to give you? So you shinobi'd the crap out of me. You hit me with the, where is it at? I don't even know where my shinobi's at, but it was definitely done to me. Let me get to some of these super chats then, man. I don't know which exactly the one was.
We're
Coyote?
on Sports Centrum.
Okay, you got Coyote? Coyote right there. All right. After Gil Lopez?
No, I didn't get to Coyote.
Oh. Let's do that one. That kind of beating puts miles on the clock. Yeah, it does. Puts a lot of miles on the clock, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Got busted eardrum, busted lip, like
broken finger,
broken hand, like Your man's was fighting all hard. High and Low Sports Zentrum says the boxing voice is more. Comes around again. It says the boxing voice, the rise of boxing net. Let's go, champy.
Thank you.
Roland Curtis. We need quote unquote nobody option on the poll. Fury is more. Okay. Let's go, champ. He changed it up. He switched it up.
So since Joshua lost, should I not put Joshua? Like, I mean, do I keep the same energy? I don't have Wilder on there. I don't know. Right?
So
like, what do I do?
What? So
what options? What three men deserve to be on the list as to whether or not they can beat Fury? Is it Usyk because he's unified? Is it Joshua because he was? And is it White because he's in position? And then the option 4B, nobody.
I mean, if I was presenting options, AJ definitely. I would put him at the
Even
top.
off a loss.
Even off a loss. Styles make matchups. That really matters.
But Wilder just lost. You ain't got him on your list.
He just lost.
But AJ just lost.
Yeah, but he just lost to the guy that I'm trying to see fight. So AJ, stylistically, with my man Tyson Fury would make a good fight. Usyk, yeah, I would want to see that. And a lot of people would probably laugh and scoff at me like, the fuck? Like, he's way bigger than him. Like, you saw what he did to Wilder. What it makes you think he can't do it to Usyk? Again, styles make fights. These guys are totally different fighters. So I'm not saying that he beats Tyson Fury because I right now, Tyson Fury's the man, bro. He's number one.
Joshua did activate his poll, so he is irrelevant, which means he is going to face Usyk and won't take step aside.
Yeah, he activated the rematch clause, huh?
That's what they say. I seen him yesterday. So realistic options would be White. I mean, this is a bad poll then. Well, whatever. We won't do who beats Fury.
We'll have to do another.
We're going to have to do what's next for Fury.
What's next, Fury?
What's
Usyk.
next?
And then put the option. Usyk, AJ, or I don't know, whoever's available, I guess.
No. It can't be Usyk because Usyk got activated. He's stuck in the rematch.
So those two get out. They're out of the equation.
So Fury could fight
Joe Joyce.
Dillian White. Dillian White is supposed to be, called by the WBC. Obviously, Joe Joyce is available. You got Andy available.
What was Andy's post fight?
And you got Luis Ortiz available. Okay. Does Luis Ortiz deserve to be in there? I mean, I did put Joyce.
I mean, he would have.
Or do you say Dubois?
I say no. Dubois is too early. I think Dubois. I think Joe Joyce is up there. He's already like right around the corner.
Yo, completely off topic. Let me give you a motherfucking back scratch. I mean, not back scratch, record scratch. Well, I said back scratch.
Call you scratch.
Did you see your man's? I can't even play it, bro. Fucking YouTube. I hate YouTube. I'm gonna have to play it with no sound and let y'all see Tio. Y'all should go to your own Instagrams and see Tio so you can hear the sound.
When he was dancing?
Yeah, you seen it?
Yeah. My boy got flavor, man. He could dance.
Your man's out here wilding and shit. He got his pops wilding and shit. En la discoteca, hey. Yo, what y'all know about my man Tio? Why he got his father doing the kid and play right here? And then he gonna go full ham. Like, he's serious now. Look, he like, yo, fuck, I'm about to kill it. Yo, look at me. Oh, go Tio, go Tio. Oh.
He's hitting the shuffle dance.
Yo, look, but he ain't done. He about to do a backflip. Yo, he went into the straight break dancing right there. He ain't even old enough to know about break dancing.
Bro, this kid is limber.
Limber. Your man's out here wilding with his pops doing a kid and play. None of y'all even know what kid and play look like. That's what he did. He stole it. I'm telling you. Yo.
Y'all know the kid and play. Yo, how he hit that backflip, came back and did some other shit.
He did some breakdancing after the backflip. My man is definitely agile. He better be careful. Drink his collagen. We got Roland Curtis. Oh, you did that one.
Yeah. Next one I think is D-Track Morgan. He said, men, I just hope the best keep fighting the best. True that, Champy. Shout out to D-Track. Steve. Tyson
Yo, speaking of Steve, you seen Tyson Fury was partying with Steve Aoki? My man was shirtless, dude. Yo, I swear to God, these dudes out here living their best life. My man was shirtless in the rave club with Steve Aoki. He too old for that. You too old for that. Come on, man.
Hell no, he's not too old for that. You know, Steve
Aoki. My man had neon no shirt off in the club with neon glow sticks. Tyson better go home, man. He got like 6 kids, man. Go home, man.
Pretty sure Sugar Hill was right with him, too.
He was. They both were shirtless. Sugar Hill wildin', man. He got with Tyson. Now he just like, yo, dad bod season.
Oh, shit. Steve Titlebaum says, Wilder has no class. I mean, if we want to talk about that briefly, I guess we can talk about it. I know the morning show. Yeah, I know the morning show took that for a fucking spin around the globe. But I don't know. I think that if I had anything to say about that is that if you've ever fought, you've competed, if you've ever been like really like in a grueling fight, an interview right after sometimes can be tough, man. Accepting anything. I mean, it's just so many emotions running through you after a fight of that, of that pace, of that type of punishment. It was, who knows? I don't know if any reports have, come about that say that Wilder maybe, didn't feel like that, or is there anything that says that he's gonna say sorry? I don't know. I haven't heard nothing like that.
Sorry to who?
No, what I mean is that, I haven't heard of anything, from Wilder's side that I could say, on the media that says that he's apologetic now after he feels that all the adrenaline has gone down. I'm not saying that he did
give credit. He did give credit to Fury, but not
full credit.
Yeah, full credit, just not in the traditional sense. Let me just pull it up. It's on PBC on Fox, unless they also took this one down. I don't know if you heard about that. They posted something yesterday right after the fight. Remember the old man? He's like, oh, you almost got it. Oh, you almost got it. And he's pulling the WBC belt. That's gone.
Oh, they took it out.
Oh, you can't do that. You can't do that. There's no way you can do that.
Yeah, I seen Fred post on his media, and he had said like, "Yo, how you gonna put Deontay's face on a girl?" Kind of like what's the right word when they try to make you feel? My thesaurus is down right now, but yeah, it wasn't cool, I guess, at all. I mean, look, man.
So that's why you think they took it down because they put Deontay's face on a girl, so that they're trying to say what, that he represented weakness or something. I'm lost. I mean, it was a meme, but look, he said, I did my best, but it wasn't good enough. He came to lean on me, tried to rough me up, and he succeeded.
Yeah, I read that, and I don't even know if that was, I guess, giving him super credit, but sort of a credit. But it wasn't the sportsmanship that we usually get to see and used to. I don't know, man. It's a tough fight, man, and only he knows what he knows, I guess, and he's gonna feel the way he feels because that's the way he feels, brother. Like, I just didn't know what to make of it. All I know is that I hope that he's okay and that he gets past this, and that if he continues on with his career, he wants to keep fighting, that he keeps doing that. I mean, I'm not saying this is retirement. I'm just saying that, like, you fought, even though you've knocked a lot of guys out, you fought 43 fights already. You've made a lot of money. I mean, I'm not,
So you're suggesting retirement?
Not suggesting it. Is that, what, if you want to make more money, make more money. That's fine with me too. If you love fighting, keep fighting. I'm just saying that.
So you're saying you don't got nothing else to fight for?
I'm saying that if you're gonna fight, you cannot take that type of punishment ever again. You just can't. I don't want you to, and I think that anybody that would care for his health would think the same. You know what I mean? You can't take that type of punishment in another fight, in another fight, in another fight. So saying all that, I guess, Tyson Fury is the only guy that got his number until proven otherwise. Because the only other guys, that I always saw them kind of like fighting each other was, Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, AJ. And now it's like freaking Usyk, and Andy too, since he got to, beat AJ, has that kind of like, air about him where, he you could probably say, okay, he could compete with these, guys like Deontay and Fury that are huge. But, these guys are at the top, man. These three guys they got to face each other. AJ's got to get in the mix.
Are you picking Usyk to do it again?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm going with AJ.
But based off that means you're wishfully thinking because there's no new footage out, no announcements of new trainers. You're just assuming that he could get it together and do what needs to be done.
It's an assumption, obviously, because, it's just my opinion. But I could tell you that, seeing what he did with Andy Ruiz and knowing that he wasn't going to look good either, because it's not like we were thrilled about his performance with Andy, but he did what he had to do to win the fight. So as much as discipline he showed in that fight, I think he could show it with Usyk and do things different where he could pull off a win. But still a dangerous fight, bro. Just like it was dangerous for him to fight Andy again. But I think he has enough discipline to make those changes needed. What else is he going to see from Usyk? He tried to box the boxer. Like he knows what it is to box with him. Now he could come in, be a bruiser, whatever plan they might have. I hope it's not just boxing this guy, but he could come in as a bruiser, and now he doesn't have to be intimidated about boxing.
Yeah, I hope he takes Tyson Fury's plan. Like, oh man, why we didn't try that, McCracken?
That plan, that plan would have worked, but maybe I don't know, man.
He don't got the skill, and I don't mean that in a mean way. There was little intricacies that Fury was doing with his elbows and his positioning. Some of the clinching, some of the leaning, like all that was strategic to wear you out. None of that. All that was by design. None of that was by accident. Stainless, Detroit, cutting the line, counter punch.
Get him.
Yo, TBV, what's good? You can hear me?
Loud and clear.
Loud and clear, Champy.
Only thanks for the return and stuff. You know what I'm saying? My man been going hard for the whole week. I know this personally because I done witnessed. You know what I'm saying? As a result, y'all know me, man. When I get focused, man, I'm focused. I've been focused on this fight, and I kind of put everything else to the side. You know what I'm saying? As much as I love this show, you know what I'm saying? I got somebody that love me. So I'm finna go spend the rest of the night with her. But because I'm a true TBV fan and listener, I'm gonna make sure I got my crow for my water pick.
Call you stand up.
Anybody else that's listening to pick wrong, you should make sure you do the same. As I always say, please make sure you push the thumbs up. Share this in every episode of the Boxing Voice podcast. This is TBV for life. And if you ain't on Patreon, it's because you're stupid. And shout out to El Camino and shout out to BRT. I've loved his back and forth, man. Believe it or not, he's growing on me, man. It's my back card brother. We ain't identical, but I fucks with him. So if you could give my boomerang to J Mac, I'd appreciate it. Peace.
Peace.
Shit. Yo, a lot of crow, man. You know what? I gotta eat crow too, brother. I gotta.
Damn.
Yeah, that was a lot of crow for me too, man. I damn. And I know all you guys are telling me I was crazy. Now I really do look crazy. Like I said, decision Wilder, and I really thought that with all the adjustments that I had seen, if they would have been kept, I just saw him winning, and it just wasn't so.
But
man.
then they make it to the 11th.
He did. He made it to the 11th. He made it to the 11th.
So you was almost one round away from being halfway right.
But it wasn't the way I wanted to see him make it to the 12. I didn't in my mind, I did not see him getting. I mean, I saw him getting clipped. I saw them clipping each other. But the tables turned where it was just Wilder getting clipped.
I just wonder for those extremists, man, those extreme fans out there that were watching him get pounded on. like, did you not want the fight stop? Like, did you really want him to go out on his shield? Was it worth it to see him get slept? And now there's teddy bears, memes and shit of him hugging teddy bears or him with a blanket and a pillow. Like, did y'all really need that so that he could prove his lesson, or rather prove his point to us that he can go out on his shield and don't stop my fight, don't throw the towel in? I don't know, man. I felt like he took mad punches that he didn't need to take. There was no legs under him. He couldn't defend himself. I feel like the entire world let that happen because he was upset that it happened the first time in the second fight. And the commission didn't do nothing. The corners didn't do nothing. The ref didn't do nothing. But he took a lot of punishment. You ain't lying about that, man. And I just hope that the people are now satisfied, because this is what they wanted. Those that shamed Breland, those that thought Breland was at fault for doing what he did, that's what you wanted, I was calling for the stoppage. Like, yo, they need to stop it. It was already too much. You know what I'm saying? It was just unanswered punches that didn't need to get to be landed. But I don't know. How do you feel?
I feel the same way, and you know how it is in the gym, right? They say fatigue makes cowards of the toughest men, And I felt like he was just fatigued, and if he would have had more gas, he would have bumped up. He just didn't have it.
He never got a second win either.
Didn't see a second win. What I saw was all heart, and it was like it was crazy. Like I told you, I don't get emotional. I mean, I get emotional, but like I felt like rest in peace too, man. The Apollo Creed's trainer, when he's telling Rocky, like, throw the damn towel. Like, throw the towel already, man. But like you said, he wanted it this way. It is the responsibility for the bodies that are placed in order to protect the fighters from themselves. Even though he wanted it this way, it didn't have to be this way. And I just felt like at one point, it was a hairline away from anybody stepping in, whether it be the doctors, whether it be the referee. But look, guys, we made it. We made it out alive. And prayers, just much prayers go out to him right now to make sure his recovery is speedy, and there's no like major damage, because, like I said, it was all heart out there, man. Punches that didn't need to be taken. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know if he was just that fatigued that he wasn't able to implement the corner plans or the instructions that were coming from the corner. It was just hard to watch at times, but at the same time, it was thrilling. He gave me what I say is a fight of the year easily for me, and I'll remember this fight for a long time. Like, this is a fight that has that type of
I'm not a historian, but I don't know if you've been watching like the press conferences or clips or anything on Instagram. I mean, there are a lot of people calling it the greatest heavyweight fight ever, the greatest heavyweight fight of the last 20, 30 years. Is this an all-time heavyweight fight for you?
Absolutely. I say that with confidence. And anybody that says otherwise, I mean, look, you're entitled to your opinion, but the facts are there. 5 knockdowns in the entire heavyweight fight. We're talking about heavyweights getting knocked down, getting back up. It's a lot of weight to pick back up. You guys don't understand what it takes.
Mm-hmm.
This man had a heart of a lion. Fury, a heart of an elephant.
You seen what McGregor said? McGregor gave Wilder credit. He said, trying to fight, and I'm paraphrasing. You can go follow McGregor yourself and get the exact words, but basically he says, credit to Wilder for getting in there with someone that is 40, 50 pounds heavier than weight really matters. And weight always matters in other divisions, except the heavyweight division is where we give that pass. But again, the internet undefeated. Fury is a leader. And if you watch the YouTube right now, Alexander Dumatron activated, you can see the trio, shirtless trio. They're going around as the new boy band for Top Rank. It's Tyson Fury shirtless, Bob Arum shirtless, and good old Sugar Hill Crunk shirtless.
No way, Bob Arum shirtless. Ah! Oh man, for those that are just listening through the audio, man, is a picture of Sugar Hill to the far left, Tyson Fury's ginormous self in the center, and then Bob on the right, but without a shirt. Who did this? Who put Bob's face on? Who is that? Your man's from Hangover. Forgot.
Zach. What is it? Zachawopoulos.
Yeah, Zachawolowski.
We got some super chats. We had stopped at rolling. We got Iron Bull. You got to that?
Yeah, you want to catch that, or you want me to go ahead?
No, you got Iron Bull. I'll screen share.
Excuse me. Yeah, Iron Bull says Joe Joyce, Usyk, and White will all trouble Fury. Trouble? What does that even mean? Trouble, or maybe last a couple of rounds? Like, what does that mean? I could definitely.
I'll tell you what it means. It definitely don't mean win.
We're gonna have to specify how much trouble on this one, Iron. But I get it. And if it's in succession, the way he sees it, like Joe Joyce will give the most trouble, Usyk, White, I can agree with that order. I got you on that one. Okay, D-Trek Morgan says, men. Oh, yeah, this is the same one. He just wanted to say it again. Okay. Man, I just hope that the best keep fighting the best. Absolutely, man. This is why we would love to see a Tyson Fury AJ. Mike, yo, the fight is going to be huge. If AJ pulls it off with Usyk, it's over. This fight's going to be super huge.
Next one is from
Steve, title bomb.
No, you said that. You said that. And next one is a high and low sports centrum. It says Boxing Voice is more.
It's made.
Oh, made. And Coyote.
El Coyote says, Ness, you still believe fighters can't recover after back-to-back KOs?
I mean, Wilder's going to let us know. A lot of you people said he's 36 and that he wouldn't be able to come back. We'll see. We will find out now. We got Sarcasm with another one.
Sarcastic sarcasm on the super chat. He says, Ness, the way Wilder went out and was allowed to take punishment goes to show you no one cares about the fighters, but the money. Shame on the promoters, refs. See, a lot of.
I think a lot of that had to do with Wilder, man. Wilder was the one that wanted that, man. You know, Wilder was the one that wanted that. Wilder's the one that made that clear that he and his fight should not be stopped. That that he's in control of what he wants done and things like that.
Broski, the only way I see somebody being okay with that, and still, like, your first thing is to preserve life. Like, did he sign? Like, what are you gonna sign a waiver? Like, hey, listen, if I'm dying, don't come save me. Like, it doesn't work like that, man. It doesn't work like that. But you know,
is that a caller said it earlier? The refs and the trainers supposed to save a fighter from themselves. The fighter wants to fight. Like, you know, it's now with Deontay Wilder, only with Deontay Wilder, that the world has changed. But that goes to show you the sort of person he is. You know, he is a very influential person because he's saying, no, let me fight to the death. And everybody's like, oh, you know what? Fuck the rules of boxing. Fuck that we were protecting the fighters from themselves. Fuck that we know that they're slightly concussed from being in the ring and they're not giving a logical answer or response to the questions being asked. Nah, fuck it. Let them fight. Like, okay.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Super.
It's crazy. RNS1. Fury provided yet another blueprint to beat Wilder. Deontay will be like Roy Jones Jr. after Tarver. Hashtag.
I don't know about another blueprint. Seemed to me to be the same fucking blueprint, bro. Let's be real. I mean, he even replicated the busted eardrum.
Yeah, yet another blueprint. It was the same blueprint, man. Roland Curtis says, I pick White on the poll, but Wallin can upset Deontay Wilder.
He's going to have to upset Dillian White first. Because that fight is done, right? So he got to get through that one to get the Wilder.
Wow, that's good. It's going to be a tough fight for White, man. I hope he's ready for that one.
So you picking Violent? I mean, you picked him over Fury. You going to tell me you ain't picking him over White?
Listen, I'm going to pick Wallin, man. Wallin's a problem. Y'all better already, like, get that. Yo, word is what? Yeah. Why?
Wallin's a problem.
Get the fuck out of here, man. Please.
I'm actually picking him to upset White. I think he he has better stamina in the later rounds than Joseph Parker, than Oscar Rivas, and those guys gave White a lot of trouble in the later rounds. I'm looking for Violin with the southpaw style too. White hasn't faced a southpaw. I'm looking for that to be major issues for him. I think that the last southpaw, if any, I don't know that Oscar Rivas was, but I almost feel like he might have been a southpaw.
Good call on that one. Julio Ochoa is next. Says Wilder's wife made him look like a fool. Boxing wag. And why did he make him look like a fool?
I don't know, because Boxing Wags was an Atlanta Housewives show, so I don't know how that makes you look like a fool because your wife's on a television syndicated show. I mean, I don't know. That dude always pays the hate, and they're always cheap. There's always $2 cheap super chats to hate on rich boxers. He never says anything nice about rich boxers. He just pays $2 to hate on their lives.
Damn, what happened, campeonazo? I think that's for now.
We got Julio Guzman, who's just sending some love, right?
Julio Ochoa is the one I just read, but the Axiom says the Fury print.
I got somebody else here, but whatever's. What do we got on that second subject?
Second topic. I mean,
the Liam Smith card. Did you watch that on Matchroom?
I didn't get to. I saw highlights. I didn't get to watch the fight.
Oh wow, that was a decent fight, man. Decent fight. Liam came through. I was definitely nervous and thinking, wow, the betting expert really knows his shit. Because Fowler was putting hands on my man Liam, busted him up, had him leaking, and I'm like, what's about to happen? But Liam turned it around, man. Liam turned it around. You know, that experience showed up. He dropped Fowler, and he just looked like too much. He looked like too much for Fowler until I believe it was it got stopped, man. So shout out to Liam. Again, had me crazy nervous.
Your parlay was in jeopardy, wasn't it?
It definitely was. But one of them failed anyway because I had picked Adam riding with the heart. You know, okay. I had Adam in it. But, you know, I went that backup Helenia, same one. The same thing I told everybody else to do, you know. Yeah, I didn't do it.
Maybe we could talk a little bit about that, you know, the undercard, right? The co-main event and then down the list, maybe a couple of fights. Let's talk a little bit about Efe Ajagba and Frank Sanchez.
That was a great fight, man. I mean, what could you say? Sanchez shocked me, let me tell you. I picked Sanchez from the beginning, and I was picking him as a bet, letting people know to pick him as a bet. Efe was getting, you know, a lot of love. But I just felt like the training of Sanchez, who he trains with, unfortunately, I hold that in high regard. And then I felt like the speed. I was worried about the power, both of Ajagba's and lack of power for Sanchez, but it worked out. It worked out. He was quicker and just had better movement. The Cuban style was all issues, you know. Efe wanted to box instead of bang. And that's what I'm saying. I hope that the heavyweight division was put on notice last night. I hope that they realized that is how you are supposed to look as a big man. See, if Efe would have done that to Sanchez, none of this would have happened. There was literally times where Fury would reach out to grab Wilder and hug him.
Like an octopus.
Yeah. So it don't matter how big you are, don't matter how good you can run. If you got a game plan and your game plan is to wear the smaller man out, you can do it if you're Tyson Fury, I'll tell you that. We got Julio Guzman back with another one. The first one had no message. He says, I'm not a Wilder fan. However, the man showed tremendous heart of a champion. I hope he will be able to cope with the loss and have a speedy recovery. And honest to God, that's what I'm praying for. You know, Fury said he's going to pray to soften his heart because Wilder walked out the ring versus, you know, shaking the hand and showing good sportsmanship. And we really should pray that he, you know, A, is okay, and B, can come back, you know, and deal with this loss way better than he dealt with the last one. Way better than he dealt with the last one because, you know, Wilder in the heavyweight division is still an exciting division. Him and Hellenius can fight. Him and him and Ruiz can fight. Him and Charles Martin can fight. Him and Dillian White can fight. Dubois, Joe Joyce. You know, there's still fights. Whether or not those are financially lucrative enough to keep them in the sport is something totally different. But do I want to watch him and Ruiz and Joyce? Hell yeah. Dillian White? Fuck yeah. I want Dillian White fight.
I agree. I want to see him in there. Yo, Dillian White's always a fun fight. Rolling Curtis came in on the super chat again. He says, I meant Waling upsets Dillian White. Dillian White, not Wilder. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think we understood that one. Young Prophet 1 says Wilder needed the ending for himself. Heavyweight boxing golden age is considered the 70s. They were 15 rounds, too, but they look at it fondly. Heavyweight fights are remembered for being wars. That was a war.
That was a war.
Knick Knack. Remember that? Knick Knack, man. Give a dog bone.
No. Yeah, I see Knick Knack. You got it?
Nah, go ahead. Take that.
Knick Knack says, stuck. Wilder did not follow the game plan via Malik Scott. He will beat every other heavyweight except Fury. Improved but not good as Fury. Will KO Usyk. Okay. Young Prophet, man. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for rocking out with us. Young Gun TV, man. What up, man? Yo, DM me, champ. I seen you hitting pads. What up? I got a slot for you on our card, December 11th. Holla at your mans.
Yo, Alaskan man ain't hit you back?
Nah.
Alrighty then. Yo, real quick, Jonathan Sims on the super chat. And he says, do I have to call in or can I get my crow via SC? I'm guessing.
Via super chat.
Hey, ain't nobody trying to hear that bullshit, man.
Call in and get that crow, man. Nah, I'm joking. Producer got nice sound bites. I got to hit him up. I got to use them. But, yeah, you hit him with the crow, right? I ain't got to do a double take. Right? The do me disappears.
Call me disappeared. No, good.
Alrighty.
Is that door closing?
No, that's the guillotine chopping that neck off.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, sir.
Turn my crow into a nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, F.A. Jogba versus Frank Sanchez. I thought that Frank Sanchez, and that's the thing that I was going to compare. You mentioned it. That's how.
But let me tell you, don't get fueled. Don't think that Sanchez is this great thing. That's F.A.'s fault. He let him relax. Sanchez was literally like this, with arms crossed, chilling, and because he had no pressure. He had nothing to worry about. There was nobody like a Fury constantly in your face, leaning on you, punching on you. You know, hitting you behind the head, pulling behind you. Yo, at one point, Fury pulled Wilder's head down and uppercutted him. He's too like, these dudes ain't ready for that. They not ready for that. Like, I never believed Tyson Fury in my life, right? Like, you know, he would say things and you think, yo, he's an entertainer. But the man is literally a fighting man. Like, I now fully believe that the shit I seen on YouTube with these, you know, UK dudes in like warehouses punching on each other, that maybe, just maybe, Fury and his family done that for shits and giggles one day. Like, I fully believe that there's a possibility that Fury could have some fucking, you know, bare knuckle fights under his belt. Like, he knows how to street fight. It reminds me of Rocky IV, Rocky IV with Tommy Morrison, where he's like, hey, yo, Tommy, I ain't hit no bell. Come on back, right? He brings him back and he starts fucking him up street style. Why? Because Rocky knew how to street fight because he's from the mean streets of Philly. And look, the Gypsy man is a traveling man. He's a fighting man, and he showed that shit, bro. And I just don't think no one in the heavyweight division can deal with that because they're used to boxing. They got a box, and if they're not a boxer, they Wilder. They a brawler, a puncher. Mm-hmm. No one's ever been all of them. No one's ever been all of them. Ali was just beautiful, Just it was like a ballet with him, But he did have some sort of power, but he wasn't a Foreman. Okay, Mofongo said that was 5, not 4. He wasn't Foreman. You know what I'm saying? Foreman was the puncher, but Foreman couldn't move like Ali. No one ever been all of them, bro. My man could move like Ali. People would, before yesterday say he didn't have one punch power. That cannot be said anymore. He one punch knocked out Wilder yesterday with the right hand. One punch put him to sleep.
He was soggy by then, man. Those legs was not there, bro. He was all heart, man. When that knockdown came, where you saw Fury kind of just turn into him. If Wilder was not there, man. Those were free shots, so to speak. The guy wasn't there anymore. He wasn't moving. His reactions weren't the same. He was spent. And that's why Fury, was able to land those crisp shots when they did. And I'm not saying all of them, all right? Don't start hanging me just yet over here, before everybody starts going crazy. I'm saying that in that instant, in that punch that he did, Fury didn't even have to try much. He just turned into him and hit him. And there was no reaction or speedy reaction from Wilder at that point. And it was pretty much, very easy. It was not very easy, but it was much easier for Fury to land those shots, man. But yeah, just circling back to FA and Frank, I just wanted to say a quick piece on it. You're right. I'm not going to say Frank Sanchez is the goods just yet, but he showed that he could have game plan for guys that are that big. And FA job, as much as we, want to say he could have done more, he kept putting the pressure. He took some shots. He was knocked
All
down.
you system sounds, man.
Yo, I just took that out right now.
Damn, how you took it out if I heard it? Call you amateur at the... Yo, whatever happened to the Apollo, man? I don't even know if that's still on. I don't know if that's still on. Is it still on? I don't know.
Damn, the Apollo gotta be on. Or maybe there was... Oh, you know what? Maybe they had their last performance. See, I'm in systems, notifications, play sound for notifications.
Oh, now you want to do live...
I took it out already.
Live test here. What? Tech test. Call them tech tests.
I had no idea, but as per usual, you play the shame game, and I'm absolutely gonna have to, now make sure you don't ever do that again. Yeah, man. Look, let me say my piece on Frank Sanchez and FA Jogba. Let me just finish with that. Frank Sanchez showed that he could fight a good game plan against a guy that's much bigger than him. I didn't expect him to sit in there in the pocket and exchange too much, but when he did, he was able to throw some really good right hands and uppercuts too at times. So give Frank Sanchez the speed. Yes, he was faster than Jogba. He when you got a guy that's constantly chasing you around the ring, sort of like what Berlanga was doing with Caceres. When you got a guy like that, you start dancing on your toes, you can offset them. Okay, and that's what was going on with both these fights, Berlanga and F.A. Jogba. The fighters were able to move around, get on their toes, offset that hunter's pace, that forward march. You offset it with that movement from side to side. Shout out to T, Coach Terrific, Jersey. He taught me that way back when we was in Patterson. You know what I'm saying? And you offset guys like that. You got to use the ring, and he showed that he could use the ring. So Frank Sanchez gets much credit for that. And F.A. Jogba, what can I say? I'm not going to say that the guy's done for, that he's not that he ain't got a good future in the heavyweight division. He's still learning. And he's still a dangerous puncher. So he'll pull through this one, get another good fight. This is good experience with him, with a guy that like Frank Sanchez, who has a lot of skill, Cuban style. Cheer.
So, right, people get upset, and that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to provoke anyone, right? I'm just simply trying to maybe ask you, as a trainer, right, if you have to train someone to face Tyson Fury, how do you relay some of the tactics that he uses in the ring? Like how do you explain those to your fighter? What do you categorize those under, right?
So if I was sitting here and I was talking to my lady about this, I'm just like, man, if I could just be there and I could say certain things. And, you know, coach always has something, feels like he always has something to offer or an answer, you know, but it really relies on, you know, the fighter first, and the fighter's ability to understand what opponent is in front of him. Okay. So you asked me, what would I tell my fighter? Like, what is these things that he does so well that we can try to nullify or, you know, counter some way? I mean, look at the man. He's huge. You got to understand that if you're not fighting a regular guy or the guys that you've knocked out in the past, that you could, this is the biggest heavyweight ever. Mm-hmm. This is the biggest man. If you sit down and you start breaking the man down by reach, boxing IQ, size, this guy got it all. Endurance. He has it all. So you're facing an elite fighter.
But could some
of
those tactics be classified as cheating? And I don't mean some of the stuff that he was being accused of prior to this fight. I'm just saying some of the hitting and holding, some of the clinching, some of that leaning, the excessive mauling, the forearm on your throat, the behind the head punches. What else does he do? You know, the referee's telling him to break. He'll still give you a little shovel uppercut to the back of the the midsection or something. Like, what do you call that? And what would you tell? How do you prepare your fighter for that? What words do you use? Is that considered cheating, dirty tactics? He's a rough fighter. Like, what is that?
All right. So, you know, one thing I always tell my fighters is that don't look to the referee for help. The referee is not going to save you. Don't look to the referee to make an excuse or tell him, hey, listen, he's dirty boxing. No, it's a fight. He's just there to make sure you don't die. You know, when I put on my trainer hat, I'm talking to you straight like you need to hear it. This is war, and you got to be able to know how to manage a dirty fighter. If a dirty fighter is putting rough tactics on you, you got to be able to be prepared to do the same. You got to train for these things. So, yeah, a lot of the times people are going to call it, you know, dirty, whatever it is, but it's boxing, and you can't look to the referee for saving. This is a fight. Even though everybody that's watching it on TV is seeing that, you're seeing the bullshit. You're seeing the head being tugged down. You're seeing everything happen, but that's not, you're seeing it as a spectator. What's going on inside of the ring is just you and the other man and the referee doesn't always have the best angles. The referee might not have the best eyesight. I mean, whatever you want to say. I'm not going to sit here and say that the ref shit on the referee either, but what I'm telling you is that don't count on the referee for help. If a guy starts rough fighting with you, you coming back to the corner.
So you consider that rough fighting, though?
Of course. It's rough tactics. It's tactics you can get away with if you know how to use them.
But is it considered rough or cheating in the Queensberry rules to hold behind the head and uppercut?
That's not allowed.
Okay, so that can be labeled as cheating, because if you're doing something that isn't allowed, you're breaking the rules, hence cheating.
Now watch this now. Now check this out. And look, I'm teaching right now. If I'm a rough tactic kind of coach, and I'm like, okay, listen, I don't want you to lose points on this shit either, right? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna put your hand behind him. You're not gonna hit him. You're gonna tug him down a little bit, then you're gonna let it go. But by then, the man's head is already down low. He throws his uppercut, it lands, but he wasn't holding his head when that punch came up. So there's tactics that you can get around, and these rough tactics, not all coaches know them and know how to teach them, but you can get away with them in the ring if you practice them during sparring, if you're really, and I don't know if Sugar Hill or the Crunk style teaches like this, but I'm pretty sure they know what the hell I'm talking about. You know?
So for my Americans, I have someone in the chat saying, Ness, don't go down this lane. His style, Tyson Fury, is no different than B-Hop. No different than B-Hop. I can't agree with that, and I'm not going down any lane. I don't consider Tyson a cheater, but I do want to know how to classify his style of boxing. I want to know what's the right words to use when explaining it, because yeah, we can use the phrase rough tactics, but those tactics cross the line of rough into, again, cheating territory for me. There's things that you're supposed to do, not do. You know, you can label them whatever you want. You can call them cheap shots. It's an illegal shot. You know, you can say the referee didn't see it. that still means he cheated. But that being said, I bring all that up to go to an interview that I did with Steve Cunningham many moons ago, immediately after his fight with Tyson Fury. And I just want to play the audio to see what he said when he fought Fury many moons ago.
BoxingVoice.com. We're here with Steve Cunningham. Steve, I know you're a little disappointed. Tell us about your performance tonight.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed, but I got to really watch the fight because everybody's telling me it was great. I'm disappointed that this guy didn't get disqualified for all the illegal things that he did. He caught me with a shot after he lifted me up. That's illegal. Whatever, man. Like I said, I fight, man. I continue to fight. After the first round, caught him with a great shot in the second round, and just continue, do what I do. Winning on the scorecards, as we saw, he did what he had to do, and got really, really illegal with his stuff, and landed that shot.
A lot of people ringside said the body shot he caught you was a little low before the knockdown. Did you think that? Where did you feel that body shot before, he grabbed your head and, hit you at?
I mean, I'm in there fighting, man. I don't, I'm not looking at, oh, he hit me. I'm just knowing, all right, he landed a shot. If it's on video, you saw it. I didn't, I just felt it. And but the only thing I know is there's been numerous forearms, numerous headbutts, elbows. My shoulder is hurting. It's unbelievable. It's not from punches. It's from.
I do want to talk about those headbutts. And again, I am not trying to discredit Fury. I think Fury, again, is the greatest heavyweight of this era. Remember, I'm the same dude that's comparing him to Ali. I think no one can beat him in this era. So I'm not shaming or discrediting his win in any way. But there's evidence that some of the things that he does could be borderline. And Steve Cunningham faced him many moons ago. And Steve is obviously discussing forearms that we seen reveal themselves yesterday. He's discussing headbutts that we also seen reveal themselves in. And that's what I'm saying, that Tyson is a multitasker. He knows he's fighting, right? And he knows he's got to throw a 1-2 to get you on the ropes, but he also remembers to put his head down and put that in your chest, right under your chin, and press you into the ropes. Again, I'm not bringing up this interview to discredit it. I'm bringing up this interview to put him on a pedestal, really, because his brain power is just a little bit more, man. He's just thinking a little more than you, 1-2 steps before you. He's playing chess. It doesn't look graceful, but he's getting the job done. So when someone says, yo, he's no different than B-Hop, I get it, because B-Hop used to do the 1-2, and now he's clinching you, and the ref got to break it up. So I see that. And I won't lie, did he get his little cheap shots in? Yes. So I can see the comparison to B-Hop, except for the fact that Fury is a 300-pound man, blanketing the next man, wearing them out tremendously. But now we got two dudes that they just can't deal with that Fury rough and tough style. And I hope that the next man going into the ring understands that this is a tool that he's got in his belt. And when needed, he could call upon it. I hope when he fights Usyk, he uses this style. But I'm sure he may think he can outbox Usyk to show everyone that he is really, truly the greatest fighter on this planet. And I don't think that he cannot do it. I think he could because of his height and how light he is on those feet. You know what I mean? Usyk is going to have to sell out because Fury isn't AJ, who's right there, flat-footed. When he's a boxer, he's on his toes, he's popping, he's triple jabbing. So Usyk going to have to sell out, cut the ring, do big shots to cut that distance off, and now you inside of Fury's danger zone. You're on mute, champ.
Yeah, that fight would be interesting in me because I after seeing what he did to Wilder, I don't think I ever see Fury going backwards, like getting into that boxing match, unless he's cut.
I don't think he'll do it either because he's with Crunk now, and they don't believe in that. I mean, don't get me wrong. Obviously, Vladimir Klitschko was a boxer. He would knock you out from 8 to 12. But Fury, he's adapted that style. He's absorbed what they've taught him, and he's out here crushing him.
And again, I don't see him going back with Usyk. I think he puts the same pressure on him, and he beats him to pulp.
I want him to do that. I don't want to, obviously, I guess it would look good and it'll go down in the history like, wow, he outboxed Usyk, but I would rather a big man be a big man. That's your advantage. Use it. That's what Big Baby was doing. That's why I was like, damn, 300 pounds, you could throw 60 punches. Now you positive, all that shit goes out the window. But I'm saying, that's, you a big man, be a big man.
I totally agree. I don't see him going back to anything else unless he really, again, has to boxing. Use that boxing. He can, like you said, pull it out of the tool belt. He has this in the tool belt now, and I don't think that any other tool is doing more than this. This is it. You're knocking guys out, and that's what people want to see. Fighting a guy like Usyk, I see a forward pressure. AJ, bro, he's the bully. He's literally the bully now. He's the guy, man. He's the guy you got to watch out for. This guy can really bully you in the ring. He bullied the bully. He bullied the hitman, the one hitter. Bomb.
Let me ask you: Is there someone out there that will call Fury out, other than Dillian White? I mean, Dillian White, you know what I mean? He's not going to get the credit for calling people out because he's been knocked out twice and he's never been a world champ. So people are looking at it like you calling out any world champ. You just want to try and be a world champ, so you want to take your shot. But other than Dillian White, you think there's any top heavyweight that's legit calling him out because they legit believe they can beat him?
Legit? That I think that deep down, I mean, all these fighters deep down inside are going to believe that. I just want to say that first before I say anything. I'm not creating a cushion for myself, but I got to say that there's some guys on here that feel like they could give him a run for his money. But if I would have to match him up with any of these guys right now, not
match him up. Who do you think, based off their personalities, their fight records, there's the way, anything you've seen about them that you think, no, this is a guy that'll call him out. I think he'll call him out. I think he wants to fight. People are saying Hergovich. People got him as a tough guy,
Okay. But I still think that Philip, we haven't seen enough of him, I believe, in big fights with big opponents that can measure you up to fight a Tyson Fury, even though he's top 3 in the IBF. But Dillian White, bro. Dillian White's the guy that'll call you out. But I'll stop it there. I don't know how that fight would go or how well Dillian White would do.
I just don't know that call out is legitimate. If I've never been a world champion, I'm calling out any world champion. You know what I'm saying? Do I really think I could beat Fury, or am I just taking a shot that's escaped me for 5 years? You know what I'm saying? I'm saying who out here legit thinks they can beat Fury?
That's gonna call him out. I mean, why not Joe Joyce? But the thing is that according to personality, I don't know if Joe Joyce is that guy that's just gonna say, "Hey, I'm gonna call you out like a badass."
He will. Remember, before AJ even won, Usyk, after he beat Dubois, Joyce, after he beat Dubois, said, "Usyk, I'm coming, Usyk." So he's stalking Usyk. Usyk ain't talking about him. So based off that, now that's slightly different. I will not ignore that. I will tell my casual audience they have fought in the World Boxing Super Series, or the World Boxing Series of Boxing, something like that, with no headgear. So Joyce already wants get back. That doesn't necessarily mean that he's an aggressive dude calling dudes out. He could just have that energy for Usyk because they got a rivalry. But based off the way he called out Usyk, I'm coming, mocking Usyk, using Usyk's own line and voice against him, I would like to see Joyce call out Tyson. I don't think that he's fast enough. He is very slow. He proved that his jab is beautiful versus Dubois, but I think he's very slow. And compared to Fury, man, Fury was raining right hands, bro. But again, Usyk has Joyce got a better defense than Wilder. He really uses the high guard way better. So he'll catch a lot of those Fury right hands on the gloves maybe. But yeah.
I wouldn't mind that fight. Actually, I would love that fight. But again, I just don't know if George Joyce is the guy that's going to call him out. I mean, Anthony Joshua wants to fight. I'm pretty sure.
I'm just being fair, keeping the same energy. Like, for Joshua, we don't believe you want to fight Wilder and Fury now. The only reason you want to fight him is because you don't got the belts no more. Like, if he beats Usyk and still wants to fight Fury and Wilder, then we'll believe him. But right now, you lost your belts. You're saying all the right things to keep your fans.
Man, listen, there's nothing more than Anthony Joshua wants than to get his belts back and move forward with that.
And that we're not arguing. But what we are debating is whether or not there's other things that Anthony Joshua wants other than facing Tyson Fury.
Well, other than George Joyce, I can't say Joseph Parker. I mean, I just don't, I don't know. Look, one matchup that I do see, and he just, finished. I don't know if he finished him. He did. Guanaki get stopped? He did, right? They stopped it.
He quit. He disqualified. He punched my man Disney balls off and shit.
He said Disney balls. Yo, I forgot. I can't believe I forgot. Nut shots. Nars
punched him in the fun bags and shit. My man's terrible.
Is gone. But yeah.
That was that Brandon Rios shit, bro. That not Brandon Rios, rather. That was Anthony Peterson versus Brandon Rios many, many moons ago. Brandon Rios was beating the shit out of Anthony Peterson to the body. So Peterson started responding back to the body illegally until he eventually got disqualified for multiple dick shots. We got Izzy on a super chat. You going to that or I got it?
You got it, champion.
Call you. You got it. He says, Ness, give me a side of crow for Kovnacki FA picks, but I accept Fury pick chicken fried steak, even though I lost a parlay because I picked a 6-round stoppage. Which round did he get in? An 11th, right? Fury did an 11?
11th round, bro.
Damn, poor Wilder almost made it. Almost made it. Crow coming up. We got Carl Kindle who says Sanchez on that juice. Trap's huge. 240 pounds of muscle. I don't know that he on that juice. He was moving pretty fast.
Shoulders were extra round.
Yeah, I mean, some people just genetically, like, look at Marcellus Wilder.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
Marcellus Wilder is a genetic specimen. Like, Wilder himself, like, some people just genetically, bro, they need to get that shit right? Like, genetic codes, like, yo, I want my son to have a six-pack, bro, from birth. You know what I'm saying?
You can actually pick your child's eye color.
Eye color. I want to pick fucking 24-inch pythons.
All right, listen. Gonna fucking have a genome soldier coming up.
Remember that little kid when we was coming up? It was a little kid used to do mad push-ups. What's his name?
You know what happened? Yeah, it was the kid with the long hair.
Yeah, what was his name?
I forgot, but
what
I know
happened to him.
Nah, well, he obviously got bigger.
Is he still all in great shape and shit?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm gonna have to check him out, but who knows? He might be Potbelly. And
we had that other kid on here too, the one that was like a kid star on Ellen, Bam, and then he was like a internet sensation, viral video that Ellen put on TV, and now he's a pro, like Bam something, whatever. We got Carl Kindle, not to be confused with the Kindle.
Carl Kindle.
Oh, we just said that. We said that, right?
Roland Curtis is next. He says, how do you guys define quote-unquote boxing IQ? Can't these quote-unquote rough tactics or what you might call cheating point to boxing IQ? Some call those tactics smart. Yeah, Roland.
Yeah, that's IQ, but it's IQ, but it's unfair. Like, it's cheating. I don't like that style of cheating where it's defended by, well, if the ref don't see it, you get away with what you can, with what they don't see. Nah. Cheating is cheating, bruv. Cheating is cheating. Cheating is cheating, man. For me.
Yeah, this is true. But I look, Roland, for the sake of argument, I get your point. But you can't tell the criminal that stole from the bank. It's like, oh, but you did it so good, so it's all right. It's all right, you know. It's still illegal, you know. It's still not right. It's just that, again, I got to give you guys that scope. Like what we're seeing on TV is different from what the ref is seeing. It's different from what the judges are seeing. So not everybody has that angle to see this. And that's why he gets away with it. It's not that it makes it legal because he does it smartly. It's because he hides it well while he's doing it. For instance, the Steve Cunningham clip that Nestor just played. If you really go back and look at the fight, the forearm stretched him up, and then he came in and just hooked him, and his back was towards the referee, so the referee didn't get to see that. If you stand behind Tyson Fury, you're talking about a 6'9" guy. I've stood next to him. The guy's huge. He's tall as hell. You know, he could dunk on you all day, champ. And you know, when you're standing behind a guy that's 5'7" and he's a referee, he's standing behind this mass. You think he's not able to see. He's not able to get the angle every time. It's just that this guy is, like you said, IQ, smart enough to do these illegal tactics at the right time, so he doesn't get caught. And
yeah, I mean, it's definitely considered ring IQ. It's just I'd rather have the Floyd ring IQ than, you know, be known as a dude with good ring IQ, because I know when to cheat and when not to get caught cheating. Like, get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, and this is the thing. We're dealing with a sport where people like, you did what you had to do to get the win. I did what I had to do to get the win, man. You know, it's like, oh, we're praising him. He did what he had to do. It's like, nah, bro, there's rules in this motherfucking sport. Stop it. But he still got the win in an emphatic fashion. He still did his thing for sure, man.
Davidian says on the super chat, hey, much love to the Boxing Voice family. Tyson Fury is the best heavyweight of his generation.
Yeah, man.
100%. He's great. He's good.
And you know, he's so intelligent. You know, he knows what to say. I watched the post-fight. They set him up with a live ball, like, yo, do you think you're the great? He's like, yo, I'm the greatest of my era. I don't disrespect other eras. He knows how to toe that motherfucking line so that everybody could like you and shit. Because you know, that's how Wilder got disliked by Tyson. And I mean Mike Tyson, and obviously Mike Tyson
crazy
nostalgic fans. Think about the Mike Tyson nostalgic fans that became Wilder haters when they heard him say he could beat their legend.
Yeah. I was about to go into a yeah Canelo rap, but I get it. You know, when you said you love the way he toes the line, it's crazy because it's not even so much that he's towing the line, is that deep down inside, I think this guy is, you know, at heart, you know, he keeps it on the humble. You know what I'm saying? Like, say what you want to say about him, but at the end of the day, and I'm pretty sure even if he would have lost, because this is the guy he's shown us over and over. This guy's conflictive, man. You hate him, you love him kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? He shows you this and then he shows you that, and you know, sometimes you just never know what's going on in the mind of a fighter instead of a champion. You know, we got to turn on certain buttons. You know what I mean? We got to press certain buttons to become a killer when fight time comes, and then we got to go back and hug our family members and wash dishes and do regular shit. You feel me? It's crazy. It's crazy. But let me just not go on a rant.
Well, nah, man. Speaking of pressing buttons and becoming, you know, basically a different person in this sport as a fighter, let's segue into Terrence Crawford, man. He does a really good job of that, and I think he surprised. I think he surprised Sean Porter at the press conference. I don't think Sean Porter was ready for the energy or the animosity that Porter had, or rather that Crawford had for Porter. Talk to me. What's up?
I just wanted to say, like, we're not going to talk just a little bit about the Berlanga fight.
Oh, yeah. I'm just saying, I thought that the press conference being announced Saturday, Bud and Porter having a face, so I thought that was bigger. We'll get back to Berlanga. He's just a prospect. You know, prospects get dropped. That's like people making it a big deal because they wanted him to be as big and as popular as he is. They wanted him to be another cash cow or another name in the sport. So it's like, oh, Berlanga got dropped. He got exposed. Nah, you laughing at a prospect. That's why I'm not in a rush to laugh at a prospect. Like, this is growing pains. You know what I'm saying? People excited because when you that flashy, when you that successful, some people want to see your downfall. So it's like, you got dropped. Your knockout streak didn't continue. It's no big deal. He went in there, tough fight. Steve is right. He called in, he told us. He said, what is his name? Coceres?
Coceres, yeah.
Coceres. He said Coceres would be tough. I didn't know. I didn't believe it. And it was. What we did see is that Berlanga, no disrespect to Dre, but technically he's in trouble. He's he's like doing uppercuts from long distance. And he's just getting clipped on the inside. He's not consistent with his jab. He's got some learning and growing to do. And I think this fight shows that, but I still give him credit. He's still a banger. He's still a huge puncher. He had my man looking like Chris Algieri, like literally. If I was another man, I'd go get 2 of those screenshots. They look alike because of that eye, the hair. It's like you probably couldn't tell who from who. But yeah, he's a prospect. How many fights he got? 17 fights, if that. You know what I'm saying?
On him to come back to
and
that.
He's not a Oscar Valdez. He's not a Shakur. He's not a Wilder. He's not an AJ. He didn't go to the Olympics. You know what I'm saying? It's different. Like, he could still learn right now. You
learning the job, man. I didn't get that too. For those that made it a huge deal, like, and start. Is it, boxing is literally what have you done for me lately, bro? Like, you could have had somebody that was like, yo, this is the man going in, and all of a sudden he gets knocked down, and all of a sudden it's like, oh,
because that's the thing. Right there, it's that. We're so critical that we want to be the first one to say, he's a hype job. we don't want to congratulate. He was a hype job. I told you I want to be the first one to say it. That's how boxing works.
What happened?
That shit had me mad, but
crazy.
You could see the importance, like we saw in Steven Shakur when, he lost that Olympic gold medal, man. Like the feeling that came over him, and I say that to just revert back to Berlanga when he was locked down, like he could have just popped up, but like he literally was pounding his chest, like almost like he lost something, like no. He got back up. And
disappointment, frustration, like, man, he got that off on me.
As somebody that
that's that competitive nature. You gotta love that.
Loved it. I loved it. He got back up and he went back to his game plan. Listen, he has a lot of learning to do, learning on the job, but he's also what the fuck do you expect, guys? 16 fights, 16 KOs in the first round. What kind of experience you think this young man has had? He hasn't had those rounds just in yet. He just got him with Nicholson.
Mm-hmm.
He's just getting to develop his style. Does he need to put more things in his tool belt? I'm pretty sure his coaches are going to put more things in his tool belt. But stylistically, they have him fighting according to what his attributes are, making sure that you're using what's best. He has good power. And let me tell you something. Yes, he didn't use the jab.
Jab was horrible.
No, I'm not going to say it's horrible, and I might disagree with you on this one.
He didn't use it, bro. It's like... I think once in a while he would do a nice stiff jab. Sometimes it would be a double, and he make some noise with it, but it was nothing really ever after it. No right hand after it, nothing.
What I can agree is that variations of the jab, yeah, I would like to see more variations. But his step forward, step in jab, his attack jab, that shit was fire though. I like his attack jab. I can say that I love the way he throws his attack jab, and it was landing on that eye.
Let me get to Gil, who's celebrating 10 months of membership. So shout out to Gil for being a TBV YouTube member for 10 months now. And if you want to be like Gil, remember the perk is that you get to join us on our Monday night live stream at 7 p.m. every single Monday night, where we do our show that's titled Untitled, which means there is no title. There is no set subject matter. we discuss what you ask us to discuss on a poll that we put out every Sunday. And you put your topics or suggestions in, and we come back Monday at 7 p.m. live on YouTube, members, and discuss it. It can be about boxing. It can be politics, movies, sex, drugs, whatever it is. What do you want to do? Drop that topic in the Patreon-only post. Gil, again celebrating 10 months of membership, says, both Tyson and Deontay were absolutely amazing. We were all treated to something special last night. For once, boxing got it right. That's the headline. What do you think about that? You think boxing got it right last night? I don't know that we could say that they got it right because, I mean, let's be real. You see, we're humans. We forget things rapidly, especially when we were treated to a good fight. But Tyson had to go to court to be here. He didn't want to fight Wilder again. But now we know why. To him, it was no need. He knew he would beat him, and that's what he was saying. Like, I beat this guy twice. Why am I fighting him? And I know people don't like to hear the word twice. Obviously, that's how Tyson feels because he felt the draw he won. So, again, just saying what Tyson says. But I think we got a super chat here from Marco Gan. Did you get that?
No, I haven't gotten to that. Give me a sec. Let me just get to it. He says 100% of the dude couldn't handle it. Got knocked the fig out. Get over it. Okay. I mean, shit. That's the hard reality of it. Definitely the hard reality of it. Yeah. So, Retox, I am not going to read one of your super chats, and I'm pretty sure I'll be refunding your money. But your next one, maybe I can. Retox says, I'm mixed race. I can jump and box you all one shot. Okay. All right, champy. I mean, get in the ring and swing.
Let's go to. All right, so now can we go to Terrence Crawford? Because you didn't really say what you. I mean, are you done on the Berlanga?
I could finish it off like this, and you spoke on it very well, so I'll just put a little bit of sauce on it, right? I think Berlanga is learning on the job again, and I think that fight by fight we'll get to see him develop. We never got to see him get really clipped hard and take a hard shot like that, to where he's did he get knocked down with Nicholson? No, I believe not, right?
No,
man, I know this is the first time he ever touched the canvas, so he got up. I mean, Ryan got knocked down by Campbell. We praised him when he got up. Why are we not saying the same about Berlanga? Because you might have not known Caceres. Guess what, man? There's some guys out there that you guys don't know about, the casual, but the hardcores know about, and the insiders know about, that you might not know that these guys are dangerous. This guy did the right thing. He started boxing on his toes and started offsetting Berlanga and caught him with a good shot. So shout out to Berlanga. Listen, keep developing, brother. That's all I can say. Keep developing with your team. And I still feel like he can be a problem. He's young. Let's go ahead. Let's go, champ.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What do we got? Let's talk Crawford Porter now. I mean, obviously, I wanted to segue into that earlier because you were talking about hitting those buttons and turning into, whoever you need to be to get the job done. And I think that's what Terrence is. And I don't think that Sean was ready for that. Maybe he's getting ready for Crawford, but I don't know that mentally he was ready for Bud to be his enemy already. And Bud made it clear, we're not friends right now. We could probably be friends after, but we're not friends right now. And for Bud, this press conference was about proving that he's always wanted to fight and that the PBC side, did not want to fight. So at one point, Tom Brown of TGB said something like, it's the fighters that decide they want to fight, and then we go make the fight. And Bud interjected like, oh, so I just want you to say, I want the world to know that you said it on record, that it ain't me. You know what I'm saying? That I've always wanted these fights. It's been the other side. So for Bud, this is the biggest fight of his career. Not because I say so, not because the public believes this is the best opposition. No, because this is what cements his legacy. Whether he wants to believe it or not, whether he tells us that he's a first ballot Hall of Famer or not, this fight is what vindicates and validates all the other fights. You must beat Sean Porter for those other fights to mean anything at all. And that's why resume was such a big thing at this press conference. And Porter said what he should have said. He don't got to talk about resume. He ain't going to bring up resume, you know. But Porter needs a win, and he said that. He can't lose this fight. His legacy depends on it, because if he beats, you know, Terrence Crawford, forget about it. First ballot Hall of Famer. So I'm very excited. I feel like the press conference went it was a little underwhelming. If you go to Top Rank YouTube channel, I think they were at like 50,000. It was the wrong time to announce it. I know that they went for, let's announce now, where the media is in abundance and you can get extra media because of that. But I think that's also the same thing that hurt them. Right now, Wilder Fury was so strong on the internet that anything that they put out about Crawford and Porter, it really landed on deaf ears.
Wow, promotional.
Look, it's at 60,000 right now, and that was the press conference. So that's not a lot of eyeballs.
I mean, look, once the dust settles, the promotion machine can get into play, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of noise about this fight. This is Ness. I mean, like I said, I'm only adding little things to the food. You know what I mean? A little sauce, because you've explained it well. Porter and Crawford for the longest has been, you know, by many has been seen as somebody that hasn't really been tested by those upper echelon top 3 guys, right? Or even top 5 if you want to say it or whatnot. But this is the fight that's gonna.
You mean Crawford hasn't been tested by the top echelon top 3 guys, right? Because I feel like you said Porter.
No. Definitely is Crawford. Porter is the guy actually that's tested all the guys on their road to glory.
He's the Porter test. That's why, you know, there was a debate. People spent a lot of money arguing whether or not Keith deserves or should have been and why they didn't get him a fight. But it's like, if they would have gave Crawford the Keith fight, I would have not been satisfied, because in the back of my mind, I would have been having the list of excuses for Keith, which is, you're out of the ring for a long time. You haven't fought since you fought, you know, Manny Pacquiao. You know, are you 100%? Are you free from injury? A lot.
Yes, a lot. But this is the right time. I think that, you know, everything happens at the right time. I believe this is the right time. I think that this is the fighter that I wanted to see test Crawford. I think that all answers will be met. You know, all answers will be given in this fight for any doubters out there that still believe that Crawford isn't an elite fighter. Like, you know,
this is the one to tune in. If you believe that, you must tune into this, because he's going to be facing someone that we universally think is elite. And what they spoke about was that they rise to the occasion. So him fighting Porter is gonna show you his greatness, and Porter is saying the same thing.
Now we've seen Porter face Danny Garcia. We've seen him face Earl Spence Jr. We've seen him face Keith Thurman. This is a huge fight, man. You know, there's so many gauges we can get from this fight because Porter's faced all the other styles. And again, this is why they call it the Porter test. You know, you fight this man, you're fighting a guy that's faced all types of styles. You know, he's seen a lot. You know, there's not too many things that you can throw at Porter that's going to surprise him. So we will get to see the eliteness in Crawford.
But people believe that his style is a recipe for disaster, or rather, you know, made to order for Crawford, because he comes in, Crawford's a counter puncher, an accurate puncher. And people are thinking he may stop Porter, who's never been stopped. People are calling for the stoppage.
It's fair. I mean, if you really think about it, who stopped Porter?
No one.
I'm gonna have to go with history here. I mean, he's gonna have to be great to stop Porter, and he will not be denied his greatness if he does. We had Earl that was able to wobble and knock Porter down, but that was it. It stopped right there because Porter got hit, and guess what? He got up. mean as a hornet's nest, you know, like
I mean, but Crawford's a better finisher. He's on a 9-fight knockout streak.
But then we go into the whole spiel about who is he fighting and, you know, this, that, and the third. We could start chopping and dicing, and we could go on and on forever. But this is the test that's going to answer those questions, and this is why I think that we'll be able to see. If you say that he rises to those tests, then we're going to see the best of Crawford ever.
I was excited because it seems like Porter is legit motivated. He came to the press conference in a vest, a button-up vest with no shirt under, purposely to show that he's in shape. And it you know, again, the competitive nature of Crawford made him stand up and say, look, I could show you that I'm in shape too. You know what I'm saying? I'm working too. So this is going to be fireworks. The issue is Crawford technically is better than Porter. If you were excluding resume, he's technically better than Porter. And Porter commits some sins that play to the beat of Crawford's style of fighting. So, you know, we got to see how this fight plays out. Because, again, Porter could get caught on it with his style on the way in. But we got Roland Curtis that says somebody parlayed Fury versus Wilder with Bud versus Porter, that you can be tough like Wilder and Porter, but skills pay the bills, so they picked Bud to win.
Somebody paralleled Fury versus Wilder. Okay. You can be tough like Wilder and Porter, but okay. I mean, look, I think that Porter just brings a whole different bag of tools, you know. But I get where they can parallel it, you know. Yeah, skills does pay the bills.
Yeah, I mean, Porter's tough and so is Wilder. I mean, mindset, but it's still two different styles. Wilder never, that's what I'm saying. Wilder never had the activity of that first round of yesterday. Porter was born with that activity.
He was born of it.
Porter was born with that activity, and that is what everybody is waiting to see. Can Crawford take that level of activity? Can he take that level of, you know, like no one's come at him like that. They haven't had the skill and the know-how to do it. So we got High and Low Sports Centrum that says the boxing voice is made. Thank you.
Champ. And then the next one, Suede Puma, says, based off your resume review on Untitled, Porter had 1 point less than Bud. Look at that. 1 point less, champ.
Yeah, right? I mean, you know, Suede, the truth is that it all depends who was doing the voting, man. You know, on Untitled, we get different people, and the voting has been swayed. You know, Shan has been a little biased, giving really, really low scores. But, you know, Porter, if he's 1 point under Bud, that is the way that it is, because, you know, that's what we tallied it up. But, you know, he still got to fight him, and that's all that matters. You know, he's going to have to get in the ring with him.
So what'd you think about the, you know, the face-off there at that first press? I mean, I like the vest.
It was cool. It was cool. I just, you know.
He tall as hell, Crawford.
He's taller.
He made my man's look a little short. And he looked kind of big in that suit too, man. I don't know what he's weighing in right now, but he looked like he filled in that. I mean, it might have been a fitted suit.
I mean, they got less than 30, man. No. They got more than 30, because that less than 30 is the actual Canelo fight. This one is November 20th. But we got Alex Jones that says, if Bud wins, is the pressure on Spence to fight? I don't know that there's any pressure on Spence, because he got the automatic injury pass. You got to give him the injury pass. We got to wait to see what happens. There's no rush on that. But if you haven't followed us here on YouTube, please do so. We're trying to get to 130,000 subs, and only you can help us get there. So, yeah, please tell a friend. Subscribe to The Boxing Voice. Hit that thumbs up button. Put this show in front of the eyes of other boxing fans so that they can find it as well. We got Mad Bent, who celebrates 11 months of membership. before anyone is king of the heavyweight king, they all need to fight each other. Styles.
Well, big shout out to Matt Bent 100, 11 months with the team as a contender. And, I mean, they all do need to fight each other, but I think the only real fight left, like in the current like trifecta, is AJ versus AJ versus Tyson Fury. That's the one we're missing, bro.
So those are all our topics, man. We're going to open up these phone lines. If you want to call in and maybe you have a new topic that you want to discuss, feel free to bring it up. It is Sunday. Maybe you're busy. We got a poll that says, what's next for Tyson Fury? It looks like Dillian White is in the lead at 72%, and we are over 875 votes. Everyone else came very low. Only other one close to Dillian White, and it really isn't, is Andy Ruiz Jr. But Luis Ortiz and Joe Joyce are options that the public do not want to see Tyson Fury in fights with. So that is a bit shocking, right? I don't know. I thought the Joe Joyce fight they would have liked.
You're telling me, man. You know, my vote was not on Dillian. Not that I didn't, like I said, not that I don't get a fun fight, but it's 72%. Like, people really want to see Dillian White versus Tyson Fury. So, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be a good build-up. Tyson is a great talker. Dillian is a great shit talker. I don't mind it at all. You can totally call in. The number to do so, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 one time to voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. Don't forget, you can also add Nestor Gibbs on Skype to be part of the conversation from anywhere in the world. We got Rider of the Storm.
I like that. Rider of the Storm. He says, what do you think Wilder should fight next? Who do you think, huh? Who do you think, Ness? He says he would like to see Wilder versus Ruiz. We get that.
I would love Wilder Ruiz. I just don't know. I mean, we got to keep that same energy. Like, should he get Ruiz off a loss? You know? Yeah. But it's still a big fight. So I guess if we just consider him big fights, yeah, Ruiz off a loss is good to go back in there. You know, they're the two highest level fighters. They're the two fighters that have been on pay-per-view. You know, it makes sense. And Ruiz's last fight was pay-per-view. If you want to bring Wilder back on pay-per-view, that's how you do it, him versus Ruiz. You know? I would love to see that fight, though, to see how Ruiz's lateral movement and the fast hands do with Wilder, because obviously Wilder is not good. He's not good with with combination punches either. You know, he can't take multiple hands coming at him. But let's open up these phone lines. Let's do it. We going out to the callers. Once again, the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 one time and voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
Head on over to iTunes and drop us a 5-star review. If you listen to this show on iTunes, iHeart, TuneIn, Stitcher, or anywhere, drop us a 5-star review and help us continue to be the #1 boxing podcast on iTunes.
Subscribe to youtube.com/theboxingvoice for the latest and greatest interviews with your favorite fighters.
Don't forget to subscribe, as we're trying to get to 130,000, and obviously only you can help us get there. So go ahead and tell a friend to subscribe to the YouTube channel. We talking boxing every single day, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. every Monday through Friday. Plus, we go live twice on Thursdays at 7 p.m. as well, and every Sunday at 7 p.m. as well. Join us.
These calls are brought to you by Big Rigs Trucking Agency, experts for all your insurance and trucking needs. For quotes and consultations, visit us at brtagency.com or contact us at 908-943-6918.
Well, me and Tyson Fury's Power, and I bashed him about and dropped him in multiple occasion. You know, it's simple as that. You know, he wants to go around talking this, saying that. If I was such an easy fight, and why is he not in any rush to fight me? He said before beating Wilder, when I beat Wilder, I'm gonna give Dillian White his title shot after beating Wilder, and he just starts rubbish.
My town up in K-Town.
Hey, Daddy, this a Dolla beat.
I drink soda, I eat pizza, I hang out with chicks all day. These fighters still can't beat me. They fighting every day, they in the gym every day. Just give me 6 weeks, and I got it.
BoxingVoice.com.
Yo, you can hear me, Ness?
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
yeah. All right. Well, I could tell by my last call with you that you doubted Fury. Not last night's call, but before the fight. I can't remember what day it was, but might have been Friday. I could tell in the tone of your voice that you doubted Wilder. And I think you knew Fury was going to win. You just maybe didn't want to say it on the show or something. But, you know, to me, you know, I broke down the fight last night. Fury was just the better man. You know, I'm okay with that. But, you know, I was hearing there was this narrative, you know, that I didn't call in or didn't talk to the show after the second fight. That was never the case. If you remember, I called in immediately after. I called in like for weeks, but your chat was just getting too toxic, you know. I had mentioned that to Info Joe and to Mitty, that, you know, that's what was going on. And, you know, something I noticed last night, you know, you had somebody in the chat after Wilder lost saying that Fury's brother should go fuck his wife now, you know. I deleted the guy, but, you know, I think your channel, because, you know, you want to be the voice of the people, and I'm not knocking you for this, and don't take it personal, but I think people feel like they got the freedom to say what they want, and they're comfortable because they're, you know, at a computer on a smartphone. But, you know, it can get toxic in your chat. So I never had anything with you, what you say or that. And I had some money on Wilder, I'm not going to lie. I lost some money. But, hey, man, shout out to you for that guest. I told Brandon on the Discord, I put money on Mitchell when I went to put my money on Wilder. So I kind of broke even. I lost a little bit, but not much, because Mitchell kind of saved me. So shout out to you and Brandon for bringing that guy Trout on the show.
I didn't even make that bet because everybody said that fight was off, and the only thing that was off was the title shot for fucking Courtney, man. I didn't know that. I thought the fight was off.
Yeah. Yeah, and I had to confirm that because you said that on the show, but when I went to make the bet, they're like, no, the bet, you know, the line is still good. I'm like, okay, I'm putting $100 on Mitchell, you know. Mm-hmm. So, anyways, so, hey, man, shout out to you and Brandon, and, you know, that's all right. You know, hey, life goes on, you know, Fury's the best. But, you know, these people that think AJ or Usyk's going to beat Fury, no. Wilder's the hardest hitting heavyweight, and he couldn't take him. Like, what is Usyk gonna do? You know, 210-pound Usyk or 220-pound AJ. What are they gonna do to Fury? Like, it's gonna have to be a big dude, similar size to him, that can hit to take him out.
I mean, truth be told, AJ can match him, but he can't match his boxing IQ, his finesse as a boxer. So if AJ bulks up to prepare for Fury, he's just going to be a sitting duck for Fury, because Fury at 279, my man still can move too fast for you.
Big moving ass.
He's still too fast for you. Like, yo, Fury Big Baby Miller, if Big Baby would have never tainted his fucking legacy. And he don't got one. He don't got one, but, you know, what else could you call what he's, you know, what?
Make sure you tell Steve he forgot his to-go bag.
His to-go bag? Oh,
yeah.
The crow.
Hey, get to go.
Steve, that's your crow on the way out. But, like, yeah, man, you killed me with that. I don't even know what I was saying. Let me go to somebody else. I forgot what we were talking about. And we're going to go to the sevens. Who's in the sevens over here? 773. That looks like another Chicago number. Chicago. Is it Chicago or is it? It is. It is. And it looks like a new Chicago number. Or could it be Canada? Because sometimes I get Canada's coming in from this 773.
Like a fucking Bell Atlantic fucking phone book over here.
Yo, who's this?
What's up? You guys hear me?
We hear you. Who's this, brother?
This is Billy.
Billy, how are you? Where you calling in from?
Chi-Town.
Chi-Town. Talk to us, Billy. How'd you see the fight?
Great fight. It's crazy what a couple weeks can do. Just a couple weeks. You got Usyk beating up Joshua, and then you got Fury beating up Wilder.
Billy is Kevin. Kevin is Billy. What up, Kevin? You're such a liar, man. Just keep it clean. Keep it clean, and you don't got to change your name, bro. Like, you always want to get, extra. Just talk boxing, player. I don't mind you calling in Billy or Steve.
This is not Billy. This is Kevin.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Billy is Kevin, and Kevin is Billy. That's what I said.
I always call myself Billy.
Oh.
Billy Badass.
Yeah. All right.
Billy Badass. Go champ.
No, I was gonna say is, man, they were really shoving that Wilder versus Joshua fight down our throats. It seems like just a couple years ago.
Yeah.
This is a fight. They got to make this fight. They're just like constantly pressing, and now what? They're both beaten.
The big fight is Usyk Fury's now the big dance.
Yep, that's it. They're the last man standing.
But does Usyk beat Fury? I think he's too small.
I'll tell you what, people are already counting out Usyk because they think Fury went in there and beat up a one-dimensional Wilder. Usyk is light years ahead of Wilder. The footwork, the IQ, the conditioning, the technique. The only thing Wilder has on Usyk is punching power. Every other character Usyk has. And I can already see it. People are already counting him out. They're already counting him out.
How do you see Usyk dealing with the mauling that Fury brought to Wilder? If he's laying on
I see the footwork being too much. Usyk's footwork way too good to be getting mauled like that. He'll dance around on him, pick him apart, pop shot him. I honestly see Usyk beating Fury, sticking and moving. His footwork's way too good. His fight IQ's way too good. And he's got the proven resume. Cruiserweight, even though they're smaller guys, he's got the better resume. You look at these cruiserweights he beat. Kowalski, Breedis, Gassiev, Hunter. It's just not name and name. Who does Fury got? An older Klitschko and Wilder. Usyk's got the better resume.
Hold on, Kevin.
So people need to
hold on, Kevin. Fury has a dominant Klitschko, not an older Klitschko. He had the reigning 12-year Klitschko.
He was on the end of his run there.
Nah.
He's at the end of his run there.
How was he on the end of his run if he had another Fight of the Year candidate with Anthony Joshua 2 years later? Can't be at the end of your run and produce a Fight of the Year.
And he was really at the end of his run there against Joshua.
But I appreciate you calling in, and honestly, I appreciate you keeping it clean, brother. We got no issues with you calling in. Just keep it clean. Political views, racial views, please keep those to yourself. Let's just talk boxing over here. We just want boxing. I want anybody to call in. We're going to go to Hawk in Maryland. What's up?
Yo. What's up, Nash? What's up, Domi?
What up?
Ain't too much. Hey, that was one heck of a fight, man. But going forward, I like Fury against Usyk, but it's no get me fight, and that's a big money fight. Both of them are undefeated. So where do they have that fight? Vegas? Do they go in between Russia? I mean, that's gonna be a big deal where they have it at if they do have that fight.
Which fight?
But the Usyk and Fury. It's, both of them undefeated. Fury claiming over here, but he also got by then the travel ban will be down. So that Usyk Fury fight, who knows what that's going to be? They're going to be battling for that. But the other thing I wanted to say was Berlanga. I think they need to really slow down with Berlanga. They're gonna break that boy's confidence. He can't keep putting him in there with these high skilled boxers. And I don't know if they need to be throwing him on every pay-per-view. Let him come up a little bit under the lights a little bit before they break his confidence. He keep getting in there with these boys dropping him and everything. It's happening back to back. You can mess with a dude's confidence like that. So they need to give him a couple of little regular fights and slow down with the pay-per-view and all that and let him grow a little bit. Because I ain't seen him get down there and do them push-ups or nothing on that one. He's been doing push-ups all the way till now. If he did push-ups when he used to do the first round things, every time he made a little mistake. But he's a dynamite fighter and he's ready, but they got to slow down with him. They're going to mess up his career if they don't slow down with him. But other than that, man, I think Joshua and Usyk going to be good because I think Joshua going to try to step it up and come in with a little more aggression, hopefully, than he did. The thing about Wilder, yeah, I would have preferred Wilder acknowledge Fury, at least acknowledge him. And if Wilder could have stayed in the ring, you never know what type of promotion he could have got off of that. Just standing there. I mean, the crowd was going crazy for him when he stepped outside. Had he stood in there, sometimes these boxers don't realize they have opportunities when they're up there with that microphone. Wilder could have basically said anything. He could have called out somebody or just gave Fury his love and just let everybody know he ain't done or whatever. He would have actually been made to feel a lot better had he done that. Because I believe he would have got a lot of love if he just stood there. But that's my call.
Man.
Hawk, Maryland, thanks for calling in.
A lot of people felt like he should have stayed around, man. But it's tough. It's tough when you after a grueling match like that to just stand around joyous. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. We got Justin in Alabama. What up?
What up, fellas? Hey, look, I just want to tell y'all, hey, I'm a big fan of the show, Ness.
Thank you, brother.
Been checking you out for a long time. Here's my deal. At the end of the day, I'm a big-time Wilder fan, but I don't got the guts enough to come on your show and say, Wilder lost. Yes, I'm going back to your old live you did earlier. He should have shook the man's hand, shook it off. Here's the deal. Hey, Wilder, you still got a long career ahead of you, and if you don't watch it, you still can become champion, maybe even undisputed before it's over. Go ahead, shake it off. Everybody stop downing Wilder. Don't down Fury. Both guys, they did the best. Hey, look, that's the best heavyweight fight. I'm 44 that I've seen that I can actually remember watching in my lifetime. And if anybody disagrees with that, somebody show me something that was really better. It was an epic fight. Everybody enjoyed it. And look, man, keep doing what you're doing on your show. I'm going to send you a super chat, too. Hey, thank you. Alabama, love you, bro. Later.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you for the kind words and support. And again, man, like I tell everybody, I appreciate everybody choosing us to listen to, choosing us to call in and express your frustrations, to celebrate with us. We just love talking boxing. We're here 7 days a week, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Saturdays, we do live fight chat. Sunday, we serving crow, man. We going out to Bo and Bama, Patreon, Ringer, cutting the line, supporting TBV. What it do?
One of the fighters is going to lose, and no matter what, Don King's going to win.
That's the way it's supposed to be. It's in America, man. That's enterprise. I didn't write the rules. I revolutionized the pay scale in boxing. I paid fighters more money than anyone in the history of the sport.
That is a true fact.
You know
that has been done.
So only thing I can be guilty of is hitting them in the head with $100 bills, giving them dignity, pride, and a lot of money. So now whatever it is more than what they could get from any adversary of mine. Otherwise, they wouldn't be with me.
No shout outs. I would like to order a crow sandwich, fried with a side of French fries as well. Could I get, if you're from Alabama, you know about this, a side of Alabama white sauce as well. on the side, please. Thank you. I'll
How
wait
would you
on that.
like how would you like your crow done, sir?
Oh, well done, but not burnt.
Okay, chef, coming right up.
Oh man, I've been waiting on that. I've been waiting on that for a while now. You know, I'm biased, so I'm gonna pick Wilder. Wilder could be fighting God. I'm gonna pick him, and I'm gonna stand behind it, all that, because I'm just biased. I'm from Alabama. What can I say? You know, it is what it is. I don't give a. I don't really care, bro. It is what it is. It was a great fight. I enjoyed everything. Uh, I will say though, I don't really see Wilder if he lose again, man.
It's gonna be tough.
Damn, did you fall into the internet
Losing
abyss?
losing to anybody else is different, bro. Like he really can't afford to lose at this point to nobody else. So I understand what Lady Shem was coming from, talking about retirement. You know, it
Bruh,
is what it is.
do you see him losing to Andy?
Andy got them hands, bro.
But who you picking? Well, you just said
come
you
on
picking
now.
him against God, so forget
Yeah,
about
I would
that.
pick. Yeah, I pick him again, but at the same time, the power I think he can get. If Chris Arreola can knock Andy down, I feel like Wilder can knock Andy down. I can make a valid point on that. I feel that's a valid point. But also what was it I had to say? Yeah, but that's that. I would like to see Fury versus Usyk, Batman versus Joker. I super chatted that earlier. I think that'll be pretty cool. Oh yeah, about the handshaking and all that stuff, man. I don't really care about that. It was a great fight. Everybody should enjoy the great fight. It kind of reminded me of the Castano versus Charlo fight, where everybody was arguing and fussing about the draw and all this, talking about robbery. Bro, that was a great fight. I don't really care what happened after the fight or before the fight. I just want to watch round 1 through 12. They ain't even got to show shit, nothing else on TV, nothing else on Instagram. Just let me see round 1 through 12, and I'll be good. I rock with TVB because I actually like y'all. I got to meet y'all in person. It's cool to talk boxing with boxing people, like real hardcores. But other than that, I honestly don't really care what the fighters do because none of the fighters care nothing about us. They all asshole towards the fans, to be, in my opinion. They all think they better than us, so I don't really care about nothing but the actual fight with them. Shout out Don King, shout out Roger Mayweather.
All right. We got Majimbe Boomerang.
Boomy. No Boomy.
Boomerang. Skip it rolling.
Keep it rolling. All right. Well, I'm doing a new poll. And I'm putting who should Wilder fight next? Andy Ruiz?
Uh-oh.
Who else should we put in there?
Well, I'd say Andy Ruiz. And, I mean, the ones we want are the ones that can happen.
I like reality, man.
Yeah, let's go with reality. All right, Andy Ruiz. Can we say a Robert Helenius?
You could definitely say Helenius.
I think that a fight with Robert Helenius, he could go back and practice, some of the stuff that he needs to.
I don't even know, but like you really want that fight. You do know that Helenius is a longtime sparring partner of Wilder, right?
Bro, it looks like the sparring should have been a lot harder. I think that he needs to fight tall guys.
And that's my point. If you think the sparring should be harder, how is the fight going to be any harder?
Well, usually in fights, guys want to take each other's heads off, so I could expect Robert Helenius not to.
All right, moving on. Robert Helenius is option número 2. And what is your número 3?
Número 3. I'm gonna put reality. Dillian White's out of the question for reality, right?
Sanchez, Frank Sanchez, who just won.
Does he merit a fight with a Deontay Wilder?
I don't know. It's just about who you want to see him in there with.
I think Frank Sanchez would. That's a lot of skill, man. The thing is that if I'm in his corner, I don't want him coming back to a tough fight.
Give me a name, damn it!
I can't do it, Captain.
I can't do it, Captain. Nah, for real, we need a name. Let's go, bro.
So we got two names on the board.
Fuck, guy.
Who else? Is it? I'm looking at.
I'm about to take the chat's names. You out here playing games.
I want you to take the chance. Go ahead, then. Michael Hunter, like, come on.
Okay, Michael Hunter, even though he got to fucking deal with Trillers, but whatever. Hunter. Who else?
Trevor Bryan?
Nah, man, get the fuck out of here.
He gets a WBA World.
Charles
Heavyweight.
Martin. Nobody want a Martin. What about Martin? Let me see. Nah. We need a fourth name. We need a fourth name.
Another Luis Ortiz matchup. We don't want that.
You wildin' for saying that, man.
Yeah, I know. I just had to say we didn't want it, just in case anybody out there's looking at that name by any chance. The thing is I could say
Dubois, your man's Dubois. What about Joe Joyce? Joe Joyce, man. Joe Joyce up there. He out here deserving shots, man. Vamos a preguntarle a la comunidad qué piensan ustedes, nuestros fanáticos del deporte. ¿A quién le gustaría ver a Deontay Wilder en el cuadrilátero la próxima pelea? ¿Andy Ruiz, Robert Helenius o el Michael Hunter o Joe Joyce?
Yo, who should? Remember, should is the main word in this one.
Who should Deontay Wilder fight next? Now, who should he pick? Who should he say, let's get it down and do it?
Yes, I don't want to influence this question, but remember, he just went through a war, guys.
He did go through a war.
So please.
But so did Earl Spence. Don't put no excuses for Wilder fans. Earl Spence fought a fucking tragic Ferrari accident, came back and fought Danny. Like what?
Man, listen. I'm not gonna compare it, but because being in an accident like Arrow is like crazy. That's a miracle of God type of stuff. But if that was a car accident, like my man Deontay was in a train wreck last night. Comparatively, you know, he can't just go back into a crazy tough fight, man. Joe Joyce is a tough fight. I think that I'm gonna pick Robert Helenius. Y'all gonna hate me. Even Andy Ruiz Jr. I mean, shit, my button clicked already, so I picked Helenius. But even Andy, because Andy at least gives up some of those.
I like Andy Wilder next. If they smart, listen, Andy off of Laws got a pay-per-view. Wilder off of Laws could get a pay-per-view. The issue is Wilder just lost. Andy hasn't fought. You don't want to sit around waiting for Wilder to be your next fight. You got to go fight, and then when Wilder's ready, you fight Wilder. But Andy can't wait for Wilder. But I got James Benitez that says, I'll take my crow for my FA pick, but Tyson confirmed he is this generation's greatest. Bowen Bama, who just called in, says, Fury, Batman suit. Usyk, Joker face paint. This is destiny. Fire emoji. That is true. A match made years ago without us even knowing. One taking the alter ego of Batman and the other of Joker. Hilarious. Victor Banuelos. Let's get Wilder versus Adam. Both guys are coming off 2 losses. I mean, I didn't even put him as an option because I feel like that fight is unnecessary. Adam needs a change of trainer. I'm not a guy that normally says that after a loss, but this is 2 losses to the same dude. And watching Adam cut the space and distance with his high guard, that's just, that's a sin. I don't even know how he made it this far doing anything like that.
Was broken, no?
Yeah, it's fractured. So we'll see what happens to Adam now, man. We got Rod in North Carolina. What up? If you're on Blog Talk and you haven't pressed 1, that's why we haven't gone to you. That's why you're like, yo, I've been here for a minute. What's really going on? Well, that's what's going on. You haven't pressed 1, and now you know. We're going to, I did say, Rod, stick around, champ. Someone just cut the line with a Cash App, $5, counterpunch, cutting the line. James in Alabama, Huntsville.
Let's go! I'm ready!
Yo, Ness, you hear me?
Perfect.
All right, man. Hey, y'all trying to rebuild Wilder? Y'all trying to force him to retirement a little bit faster, man? Because I think that Andy fight he loses, that Joe Joyce fight he loses. I think the right name, man, that's a big enough name for him to rebuild off will be like a Derek Chisora. I think that's a fight that we all believe that he could win, and I believe it'll still get good marketability across both internationally and in the U.S. And I'm gonna keep it short, man. I got nothing disrespectful to say. He fought like a warrior last night. It was a good fight, and that's my call, man.
Yeah, and I think that's why I think that he could go in there with a Joyce or with a Andy. I just think, listen, Fury is Fury. Fury is Fury. I don't know that everybody can do that. They got to prove that they can do what Fury did to Wilder. I don't know that they can do that, but I'm going out to ride in North Carolina.
Yeah, I kind of agree with the caller right before me. I kind of agree with him. I don't know. Do we want to rebuild Deontay, or I was kind of thinking, I don't want Deontay to end up on the list like I was thinking of some fighters who were just vicious and they got beat, and they kind of was on this list like Jeff Lacey, Jermaine Taylor, J Rock. You see what happened to J Rock? I worry about fighters, who had some tough losses where they took kind of a beating and they wasn't quite the same. So I would stick him in there with a Charles Martin or someone like that and let's get him built up and let him sit out for a while, first and then come with like a Charles Martin or somebody like that. So he can work with Malik Scott a little bit more and then see what happens.
That's a smart route. And that's why I threw in Hellenius in there. You don't want him coming back to a super tough fight. And with the interview that Malik had, I think it was with ES News.
Yeah, he said he wanted him to take a nice long layoff because he's been training for so long, and which is understandable. I mean, look, Thurman's been out 2 years. What you think? Wilder should take another year off? Because that's probably not good. He had already a year off after the last fight, so I don't know.
He needs to take at least the very minimum 6 months off. He needs it. He needs to heal. He needs to work on things. It's not like he's going to be sitting around 6 months just sitting around healing in like a hyperbolic chamber, but he'll need at least a good 3 months to heal up just right, and then maybe start working on things and maybe think about a fight afterwards. But he took a lot of punishment. Our champ is resilient. He took punishment last time and he came back. So, I expect the same. But yeah, Malik's right.
Now, why do you want to see him take a layoff? AJ just lost. He's going right back in. And when he took punishment versus Andy, he went right back in.
Yeah, but it's even though he took punishment, it was concussive punishment. He didn't keep taking. He got stopped.
But what kind of a layoff are you talking about? Like a ring return when? Like when is his feet back in the ring in an actual televised fight?
8 months. So at least he gets to fight. He gets to fight at least.
We're in the 10th month. 8 months from now, man. You talking August of next year?
No, I was thinking about 8 months from the beginning of January, so that he gets to fight at the end of the next year.
I think so. August of next year.
No, yeah. Yes, you're right. I'm sorry. Yeah.
And that would almost be a year out the ring. Kind of like what I said. I get you. 1-425-569-5241. Press one time. We got to give some crow to Majimbe. But he got Fury right, Sanchez right, and Jared Anderson right. And even Berlanga.
Wow. Look at this guy.
Who else is out here? Julio, what up?
What an incredible fight. Man, I have my heart beating. But talking about who could Deontay Wilder fight? That Viking that beat Kawasaki, that guy. That would make, because he's big, he has a big height, and that would be a good fight. Because
is a fake
why not?
Fury. You could fool some fans like, oh shit, he's back. He beat somebody that looked like Fury.
Yeah, it's possible, and I wouldn't mind watching it for a comeback fight again. Deontay Wilder, man, my mom, she watches boxing and she was impressed. I'm like, dang, this fight was amazing. I could rewatch it again and enjoy it again. But overall, man, great show.
All
Have a
right.
nice one, guys.
Julio, man, thanks for rocking out with us. As always, we appreciate y'all all calling in. We going out to California Zone. TBV Border Wars, first and only ring announcer. It ain't no show without Info Joe, who is confirmed to be in Border Wars December 11th. So if you ain't got your ticket, you better click it to watch him perform live on YouTube right here at youtube.com/The Boxing Voice, where you should be subscribed, getting those notifications.
Let's go!
Smoke with you. Come on.
Info Joe is a beast. Checkbox red. Undefeated punchlines, better place your bet. The #1 call, fought my way up the ranks. Border Wars fighter, going hard in the paint. Boxing scene writers call me spectacular.
Yo, what's up, my boxing brothers in my clear?
Yes, sir.
All right. What up, Ness, man? Shout out to all the Border Wars fighters, man. We coming, Florida. Make sure you're there. Serve me up a crow burger with cheese, no onions.
Extra pickles.
Oh, man. I forgot about that. Yeah, extra pickles, champ. Hey, man, hit the thumbs up, man. Like I always say, man, shout out to the boxing gods. The fans won. Boxing won as a whole. I had people who I haven't spoke to in a long time talking about this fight, man. I think this put boxing had never been off the map, but I just put more eyeballs on boxing, man, and let people know boxing is not dead, man. This was electrifying. It was a throwback fight, man, that it's a classic, I think, already, though, man, you know, and shout out to both fighters. Wilder fought like a warrior, man, but shout out to Fury, man. He has too many tools for Wilder, you know, and I had to just be point blank like that. His IQ, he seen when Wilder was about to load up, and he knew not to come in and take a step back. The jab was on point. I do like the first 2 rounds of Wilder. Malik came up with a great game plan, but after he got punched, man, the game plan went out the window, and he reverted back to the old Wilder. I do believe the weightlifting had a problem. I believe that the weightlifting made him more exhausted because he kept his hand so low after every, you know, I never seen a boxer just keep their hand that low. He never defended himself or tried to deflect none of the shots that man. So I don't want to see him come back, man. Probably Doomy said another 8 months, man. He needs a tune-up in the real sense of the word. Somebody in the top 15, man. One tune-up and then throw him up and build him slowly, man. But to put him back in there with a young hog, man, he needs a good confidence booster, man. I do believe he will knock out Andy Ruiz, possibly Joe Joyce and a few others. But until he gets this tune-up to work out the kinks with Malik Scott, he needs to get a true tune-up, man. Like I said on the prediction show, Frank Sanchez, if FA didn't knock him out, Sanchez was going to outbox him. And one thing, too, man, I liked how the two networks came together, PBC and ESPN. Made for a great card. I think they should do more like that in the future. I was hoping that the Crawford-Porter fight, they would do the same thing and bring in fighters from PBC and ESPN, man, and match them up. That's what happened with FA and Sanchez, man. We need more of that. But shout out to the boxing goods guys. I'm smoking a gang of kush, y'all, and eating edibles, so excuse me. But that's all I got, Jim.
Yo,
man.
Shout out to you, Joe. Can't wait. The link. Yeah, man. If you guys are if you're available, you should definitely join us. December is going down. We got so much planned. You don't want to miss it at all.
Julio Guzman, real quick on the super chat before we go to the next caller. He says, boxing needed that last night to get over those circus boxing events. I mean, yeah, man. This was the realness of the realest, man. And even though I have a blast and have some fun when I watch, Jake Paul, beat on the ex-MMA fighter or whatnot. The last one was pretty tough for Jake, so. But I get it, Julio, man. We needed this, man. We're closing out the year with a good schedule, with a good boxing schedule. The October period is full of boxing, so a lot of great fights coming up.
Mm-hmm. Let me see. Looking like King, born in Brooklyn. What is up?
When you see old dirty bastard fall in a position like that, then you know that I'm getting ready to bust your.
Yo, first of all, I want to say I love my TBV comrade. Second of all, I want to say I love my TBV live chat comrades. I saw all the fights. I'm going to run it down. Yo, J-Rock coming off a 20-month layover. He just didn't have the legs, man. He was just out of touch. That dude was putting hands on him. You know what I mean? Let's go to the second fight. Yo, what's up with the fake big baby, Jared Anderson? What's up with Bob going to Russia? Found a Russian lumberjack. Gave him 500 rubles, said, come on in there, man. He got to get tested a little more. But,
that was a Dimitri Salita fighter.
Oh, okay. All right, but listen, man. Let's get to my man. My man gave me 100 pounds. The drug lord, Frank Sanchez. I said it. I said, yo, FA got power, but Frank Sanchez is going to set up trap. And he set that trap up and caught him, man. He beat him. That was a great fight. Y'all. Let's get to the big boy style. Listen, man. Wilder. I was going to hear King Born Unleashed if it was some bullshit. That man, Fury beat him fair and square. But I'm like, damn, Wilder just needed one more minute after the second knockdown. He just needed, after he knocked down Fury, they could have gave him one more minute, man, but the bell rung. And then, I got to understand something. Let's be real. We love Wilder. I'm still Team Wilder, but y'all remember Vernon Forrest and Shane Mosley. Shane Mosley was a great fighter, a champion. He just couldn't beat Vernon Forrest in 2 fights. And that's how I look at Wilder now. Only way Wilder going to get it back, he probably got to come.
Damn,
Let him get his shit together. Yeah, man, he need to calm down. He need to not put all that pressure on himself, man. But Uzi could probably do it with Fury. I don't believe the shit I'm saying with Uzi, but if it could be anybody, it might be Uzi, man. Yo, Ness, this was great for boxing. I'm hyped up. But, yo, you can't kill Wilder. Wilder last night was getting ready to die in that ring. You know what I mean? You couldn't kill him. He was done in the 7th round, y'all. And he lasted to the 11th, man, by sheer will and ego, whatever the hell you want to call it, man. It was a great fight. Yo, this Porter shit coming up, Plant coming up, Dillian White.
Thank you for calling in, my friend. Mr. PBC, Seattle, Washington. What is up?
I'm going to go Fruities, man.
Mr. PBC, baby.
BoxingVoice.com. I'm the finest. Canelo talking about he believe he can win. Go to my kitchen. Get the sharpest knife and cut the bullshit up. I don't care what you do good. I do every fucking thing great.
Mr. PBC, baby.
Yo, what it do? Man, I was doing the math with a couple of knuckleheads in the back hall. I don't feel like we're gonna get that unification in probably gonna be like 3 years or maybe 2. So, with Wilder, I definitely believe he can come back. And if you don't believe that, then You know, you're tripping. I don't got anybody beating Tyson Fury or Wilder. I definitely believe he should take a Hellenius. They definitely match up pretty good. They definitely got that knockout power. Or you could just dust off F.A. Ajaba a little bit. You know, swing him around the ring a little bit. Or, you know, go after the baby Luis Ortiz. What's his name? What's his name? What's his name? Baby Ortiz that beat F.A. Jabba.
Sanchez?
Yeah, Sanchez. Go after Sanchez, man. You know, just dust off him. Man, anything can happen, man. I think motherfuckers is tripping. I got AJ, Molly whopping Usyk, catch him to that little bit, and definitely knocking the marbles out of his eyeballs. And we're going to get the unification part through here, to be exact. Shout out to you, knuckleheads. Keep on hating.
Yo,
Congratulating.
hold up.
Oh yeah, but hold on. Hey, Nestor Gibbs. I had a lot of people on the undercard. I had what's his name, Baby Ortiz, Jared Anderson, Belonga. I knew he wasn't gonna lose, even if he was gonna lose. And I did not have J Rock. I didn't even think about him the whole time. I just thought he was just gonna be an opener to warm up the popcorn and shit. And Hellenius, I had Hellenius, baby. That's my call.
All right. Well, that looks like we got to everybody. Let me check over here on Block Talk. And we got Stonebone Boxing. What up?
What up?
How are you?
Oh, man. All good. Yeah, man, it was a great fight, man. And I just, listen, Usyk is a nice fighter, nice skills, nice, he's a nice all-around fighter, but Fury is a great fighter, you know, like he's creeping up on that greatness. If he get his hands on one of those guys and beat them, it's just going to be no argument of who's like the best heavyweight of the last 20 years. You know, they're going to be like, oh, it was Fury. So, because he made it pretty much clear when he beat Vlad, made it look easy and embarrassed Vlad. And then what he did to Wilder, who I believe was the clear favorite heavyweight, especially after what Ruiz did to AJ and then now Usyk. So, only thing left you say is, if AJ can get it done, or if not, I want to just go on to see Fury and Usyk. Look, I think Fury beat him way easier, knock him out way worse than anything he ever did to Wilder. It won't be a draw fight in that fight. That'll be a Fury domination fight. And that's, yeah, man, get ready for that Bud and Porter, man. They just announced that they hit the 10,000 ticket mark already. 6 weeks out, they already 10,000 plus tickets sold. So we're looking for a sold out event. Hopefully we can get everybody to spend their money, man, and get a good 300, 400,000 pay-per-views, man. So him and Porter can make a couple extra million on top of this back end money they already getting for the sellouts they about to produce. They said they only got like less than 2,000 tickets left, man. So this is going to be a big event. Hey, you should have seen Bud's circuit workout, man. When Sean came out with the little vest on, Bud had to go do a 90-minute nonstop, one of them Floyd infamous workouts, man. Had fight hype and everybody in there like, what the hell's going on? So, man, it's going to be special. And you is about to get this knockout that you don't see. And Hadumi said he's going to go with history about Sean Porter. History said he ain't never been knocked out. But I'm going to go with history about Terrence Crawford and his word. He said he's knocking out every welterweight, and he's been doing it ever since them 140 fights. So let's go, man. And Wilder, if he can rebuild, I still think, look, we seen Dillian White get knocked out by 40-year-old Povetkin. You don't think a 35-year-old hard-punching Wilder could do the same to White? It's a more closer fight than a lot of us probably ever thought, but I'll still take that fight. Fuck it, give me Fury and Joyce and Wilder and White. Let's go.
Let's go, champ. Let's go.
All right. Well, that is all the callers. I want to thank everybody. If you're on Blog Talk, you haven't pressed one. That's why we ain't go to you. And, yeah, man.
Ja. Hell of a fight, hell of a weekend, hell of a card. I didn't even get to talk to you, Ness, too much about the Julian fight. Shit, that was another hell of a freaking craziness that happened in that ring.
Yeah.
I actually thought that Julian won, just like you, but it looks like the man pulled it off. Hernandez, right? Whoa, look at this guy. Who's still in here?
Nobody.
Oh,
The bell
you
rung.
hit me with the bell.
Nah, the bell just rung.
Call me bell rung. But yeah, I thought Julian did very good, coming off a 20-month layoff like King Born had mentioned, man. Could have used a few more jabs from him, But let's see how he comes back. I don't know. It was a tough fight. It wasn't an easy guy he stepped back into. I think it was a very brazen thing to do, coming back from a 20-month layoff. But yeah, I guess I'll leave it like that, man. Look, what can I say more than we won, man. The fans won. We got a hell of a fight. We waited for this fight for so long. We got it. The trilogy, the answers have been, or the questions, should I say, have been answered. The better man won that night. Both fighters showed tremendous amount of heart. Both hit the canvas. And we got a fight of the year candidate and possibly a greatest heavyweight fight of all time, right? And it's arguably so. So, whether it be arguably the greatest fight of this era or all time, it's for you to gauge. But as this era, I can say that's probably the best heavyweight fight I've seen of this era. So I'll just close out with that. Hopefully, Wilder recovers, comes back, does his thing. You can never count a man out. A man. It's crazy how we do this, right, Ness? A guy loses like twice in a row, and all of a sudden he's like, he's no bueno. But if he loses in the beginning, and then maybe somewhere in the middle, and then somewhere later down, he's still all right. We could still say that fighter's still able to kick out good fights. I think it's take it all with a grain of sand, man. He fought the same guy back to back, and it's the greatest heavyweight of this era. So hold your chin up, keep working on things in camp, and yeah.
I got JP in Long Beach. What is up?
Long Beach in the house.
Yeah, man. We had a lot of discussion leading into this fight. I always asked, can you teach an old dog new tricks? Or even is it even favorable to try to teach an old dog new tricks? And I think after this, I feel like I can say I was right. Simply because, I worried that we could confuse Wilder and he won't quite know what to do. He came out the first round. He showed off his fancy new trick. I can stab to the body. Look at me, everyone. Watch this. Killed him because it's not natural. You can't have 40 fights in and all of a sudden you're going to do something brand new to beat an elite fighter. What I would have done from the beginning, I believe they strategically messed up from the beginning, is do what I do best better. Do what got me here better. Make my right hand be more fluid. Make my right hand be hidden more. Do that shit better. Don't try to fucking do something you never done. I just thought fundamentally that's wrong from the beginning. Then you want to have a higher work rate, but come in looking like you just did a year and a half in the damn county or something. It just don't make sense. It does not make sense. You're not gonna big boy a dude. You naturally 200 pounds. Fury got to work out to be 277. This motherfucker got to train hard to be in the 270s. So trying to big boy the big man was never gonna work. He should have got his cardio up and tried to be quicker and have more work rate. That's my call.
Looks like we got Georgia, Porgy, and Boston.
Vaya.
Yo, first of all, let me say, I don't pay Showtime to see you all there not even putting a goddamn motherfucking effort. If I want to see two motherfuckers just fight, I pick up a fight with somebody in the street. Don't need that shit. You don't love that sport, my dude? Just move along. Gone. Fuck you. Next. What a great show. Thumbs up, donate.
Cricket time for Georgie.
Yo.
Chee.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Loud and
All right, but this. I heard Doomy saying cricket, so I'm like, this nigga don't get me on.
Nah,
Yo, first of all, shout out to TBB. Shout out to TBB, to Nestor Gibbs. Coming back, I hit the motherfucking phone, the one on the phone late, and he still got back to me. So that's dedication, because I know he can't wait to go do his own thing. So I'll make it quick. Boom squad! Give me the crow. I was going for Wilder.
Wow. Look at this guy going for Wilder.
Yeah, baby, because, like, baby, without Wild in the heavyweight division, what we're going to see, baby? The man bring excitement. Got to give it to him. Liking, that, the third. You got to be fair. He bring excitement, baby. So you got to give him that. Shout out to Alabama, supporting Wilder. I'm a supporter of Wilder now after I hated for the man for so many years. Hopefully he'll be back. Don't retire. Give him at least 2 or 3 more fights. That would be great for boxing. Besides that, everybody support the channel. Gotta go. Boom squad!
Bye.
All right.
To this day.
Twin in Orlando. What up?
What up, Ness? What up, Dooley?
What's good?
What up, Champy?
Yeah. I need that crow for Wilder.
You have a 2-1. Extra.
That shit dry, man. That shit needs some olive oil. Some adobo.
Cross on the side for you. Don't worry.
What's that?
Got the extra crow sauce on the side for you. Don't worry.
Yo, it was a great fight, man. Shout out to Fury, man. Like, you know, he's just too much for Wilder, man, you know. And, yeah, it was a great fight, man. I enjoyed it, man. It's a lot of good back and forth. Wilder, he was doing good with the body shots here and there in the first 4 rounds, but he got happy when he knocked Fury down twice, and then, you know, he was headhunting, and, you know, when you're talking about Fury, he's so elusive. Like, you're going to be swinging and missing. That takes the life out of you, man. And, you know, it was over from there, man. But, and also the weight. Like, I never understood why he was doing the bench pressing and the upper body, you know, weight lifting like that. He needed more support on the legs. He should have been doing squats and got, you know, gained weight on his legs. And, you know, he might have supported more of that weight, you know, that Fury had on him. But, well, good fight, man. And, you know, he got a heart of a lion, man. But it is what it is. And Fury's just that guy, man. He's the guy to beat. And I don't see nobody beating him except for me. I think it's Joe Joyce that beating Wilder or Fury. There's a few good matchups, but, I mean, that's just me. But, yeah, that's my call, man. Good show.
Couple
All right.
of those.
Well, that is everybody. I want to thank everybody for tuning in, and catch us tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. The grind don't stop. We out here working. Nest GTO, Instagram and Twitter. Don't forget to catch us on Patreon. If you want to get all these episodes adless, join our Patreon at the $15 tier and receive every single episode we do without any ads and all the other perks. As well as, you know, pat yourself on the back for supporting your favorite podcast. Let me double check, make sure we ain't leave any man behind on the super chats. If not, saludos and have a good night. We out of here, right? You got to that Julio Guzman, right?
I got the Julio Guzman. I'm refreshy just in case, but if it's the last one, which it is, this is the Boxing Voice flagship show, Thursdays and Sundays, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time start time. And remember, you're rocking with the best. See you in the morning, 9 a.m. Breakfast Club of Boxing with your skip, Nestor Gibbs. Yours truly, Alex Doomsday Linus, Alex_.
Let me slide this one in, champ. I got C-Dub. coming in crazy late.
Yo, appreciate that, Champy. Appreciate that, man. She girl from Alabama, Birmingham, Alabama. I know you see the 678 Atlanta area code, but just wanted to make sure we know what it is. Bomb Squad, we still here. You know, he shouldn't retire, man. Should give us, like you said, about 2 or 3, like Doomsday said. He still got 2 or 3 in him. Andrew Ruiz, sleep him. Dillian White, sleep him. But, you know, everybody should just chill out. Keep your head up high, man, because you lose to the great. It ain't no shame in losing to an all-time great. Like, what y'all, just chill out, man. Ain't no shame in losing to an all-time great. So, he went out on this shit like he wanted to. Hey, the great sportsmanship, trying to squeeze in the minute. The great sportsmanship wasn't the best, but what you paid for? You paid for a great fight, not great sportsmanship. So, and that's what we got. All-time great, so. We still here, man.
Let's go, champ. Yeah, man. Little bit of recovery, couple
all
of
right,
fights.
C-Dub. Thank you, brother, for calling in. And we out of here, man. The fight don't stop. Hopefully he gets back in there. And, you know.
We see more. Bomb Squad. That was weak. I can't scream right now. My neighbors complain. No, just kidding. You already know, man. That's Nest GTO. Make sure you catch him on the IG, Nest GTO. Alex_Doomsday_LAINEZ for the IG, for the Doomatron. And we'll see you in the morning. Bless. Make sure you go onto the playlist. If you just tuned in with us for the first time, go onto our playlist. Check out the Border War series. You might see something you like there. You might want to get in shape. You might want to become part of the community, the brotherhood. You know, the brotherhood of the glove that we've had here over 12 seasons already, or 12 events. It's a great event, a great community we built, and our next event is December 11th in Florida. That's right, sunny Florida, where my best friend sits and loves to just, bash my Jersey State with the bad weather. But I can't wait to get down there. It's going to be fun. Anybody out there that, has cold months in their states, check us out. You might want to come by.
Yeah, man. Make it a vacation. Come hang out with TBV. Meet some of these alumni callers. Hang out with the crew. Talk boxing. Watch boxing. And chill, man. Tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. West Coast Pacific Standard Time. Uh-oh. J. Will in Ohio, what up?
I guess we'll never know. Creepy coincidences?
All right, I mean, you busy. We going out of here. Next GTO, I'm out. Peace.
Cheers.
They gonna sneak on.